A big thanks to Village Hotels for kindly sponsoring the coin toss, our official coin toss partner. So, Jack Taylor has the coin. James Vince ready to call. Jack, can you do the honours? Tails is the call. It is a tails. So, James, you have won the toss. What have you decided to do?
We're going to have a bowl first.
What's the thinking behind that?
Obviously, relatively small ground. Not quite sure how the wicket's going to play. So, yeah, just give us an idea of what we need to chase in the second innings.
Coming off the back of a win, which obviously is important to get up and running for the new season. Same team?
Yep, same team. Yeah, as you say, good to get off the board and up and running in our last game. It's our third game of the competition. So, games come thick and fast over the weekend. So, hopefully, get another 2 points here this evening.
Thanks for your time. Jack, you are batting first. Obviously, you didn't have to do that last week. What challenge does that pose you?
Yeah, obviously, look, we want to try and set a good score to be able to defend with the ball.
Good stuff. In terms of your team, obviously you've got a lot of options, which is great, and you've had a clear week of training, so you feel in good shape?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had some nice time off and some training this week, so yeah, we're ready to go. Bo Webster's come back in, he's over his illness, he's come in for Ollie Price.
Great stuff. Always nice to see Benny Howell back as well.
Yeah, always good to see a few old boys back, obviously James Fuller as well, but yeah, we're looking forward to getting out there and getting the job done tonight.
Yeah, enjoy the night.
Cheers.
Top man. Jack Taylor and James Vince, after Hampshire Hawks won the toss and have elected to bowl first. We'll confirm the teams very shortly. Big thanks once again to Village Hotels, our coin toss partner. Bristol, Gloucestershire against Hampshire Hawks coming your way in 25 minutes time. Hampshire Hawks won the toss and elected to bowl first. There's still plenty of time to check out all the food and drink outlets that will be open all evening here tonight, dotted all around the ground. Get yourselves around, have a look. I've been out and about checking them out, and have a look on the big screen right now. Okay, so there's a great view of the action here at the Kennington side road of the ground. You can pull up a picnic bench here and enjoy some of the many things to eat and drink. The steakhouse burger, they've just put the onions on, it smells ludicrously good. Or you can come round like these guys at the Greek bar and have some souvlaki, maybe a falafel for the vegetarians. Or you can head over here where Salima and Tyrese are cooking up some Jamaican cuisine. Tyrese, well, working on some jerk chicken, that looks absolutely sensational. Some goat curry being prepared as well, so loads of savoury stuff. If you've got a sweet tooth, why not wash it down with some coffee and donuts? And of course, the sun is shining, so we've got an ice cream stall for the kids. Why only have one ice cream van when you can have two? We've got two here tonight. This one's right by the mound stand, so kids and adults can have an ice cream, but there's for more grown-up case here, we've got this brand new apero bar. Daisy will be happy to serve you. Give us a wave. She didn't want to do this part, but I forced her into it. So Aperol spritz here, 2 for 18. As you can see, a lemon spritz there, a 0% chili and rhubarb one as well. Sounds pretty decent, but as always, please drink responsibly. If you're not drinking, of course, you can have a beautiful barista coffee from this stall, Jack's Coffee Shack. Even if you're a dog, all welcome. Right behind the mound stand, that smells absolutely fantastic. I'll spin you around here. The Indian street food stall smells absolutely fantastic. Doing some great work, guys, so come and see them. Or if you fancy a pizza, we've got authentic Italian pizza here. And then the fish and chip shop, of course, smells magnificent, yeah, friendly staff there as well. So there's so many options tonight at the Seat Unique Stadium. Food, drink, we've got you covered. people from all areas of the city to get involved in cricket?
So in Bristol, we've been here for about 2 years. Within that time, we've got about 55 scholars in our academy. 20 of those are in the county age groups between Bristol, Gloucestershire, Somerset and Wiltshire. We do a schools program which is free for the school to get involved in, and we choose a school based off the population, preschool meals, and also the ethnic background. So a lot of schools we're working kind of 30% free school meals or African Caribbean kids, so we're trying to target that area and trying to bring them into the sport.
Well, it's incredible work. 20 involved in, I mean, we won't mention the fact they play for Somerset and Wiltshire, but 20 out of 55, that's fabulous.
I will say, majority of them are from Gloucestershire, so yeah, that's...
Well done, play for the crowd.
But no, it's a good, we're trying to, like, it's a creative environment that's, it's unique, it's different. So with that, it's not just cricket, but we engage the community, provide free school meals throughout the school holidays. That alone, we get over 120 kids per day. That's something we smashed in Bristol that the council's quite happy that we're doing. And it's the first of its kind in cricket. So we've started something different and it's working, and through that we're getting a lot more kids into the community hubs as well.
So we're not raising money as such for the charity tonight, but if people want to get involved, want to donate, want to volunteer, whatever, how can they do so?
They can go to the ACE program on LinkedIn, on PayPal, on Twitter. They can come around to the GCF office and speak to me, but we're very quite public on social media, so if you just search at the ACE program and you find every way possible to donate or even volunteer.
Brilliant. Theo, thanks ever so much for your time. Have a great night. Told you you'd smash it. And have a big night out for the guys and girls on the ACE program. Big round of applause for Theo Gordon. Thank you ever so much.
never kissed a mouth that tastes like yours. Strawberries and just something more. Ooh yeah, I want it all. Lipstick on my guitar. Fill up the engine, we can drive real far. Go dancing underneath the stars. Ooh yeah, I want it all. Got me feeling like I wanna be that guy. I wanna kiss your eyes. I wanna drink that smile. I wanna feel like our souls on fire. I wanna stay up all day and all night. Yeah, you got me singing like I love it when you do it like that. And when you're closer, give me the shivers. Oh baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when we see the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. We'll say I love it when you do it like that. And when you're
Each match is played by 2 teams of 11 players. Some are batters, some are bowlers, and there's 1 wicket-keeper. Both teams have a chance to bat and bowl. Look out for the coin toss. That's how they decide which team bats or bowls first. Each team has 20 overs to score as many runs as possible. The team with the most runs wins the game. 1 over is made up of 6 good deliveries from the bowler. To score runs, batters hit the ball and run between the stumps. If the ball reaches the boundary, it's 4 runs, and if it gets there without bouncing, that's a 6. While the batting team is scoring runs, the bowling team are trying to stop them and get the batters out by taking wickets. A few ways batters can be out are bowled, caught, run out, stumped, and LBW. Watch out for signals from the umpires, 4s, 6s, wickets, and these when a bad delivery has been bowled. Bad deliveries add runs to the batting team's score, and the bowler must bowl an extra ball. If you see the umpire doing this, the next ball is a free hit, and the batter cannot be out. Bowled, caught.
Well, a very good evening from Bristol, where Gloucestershire take on Hampshire in this Vitality Blast T20 clash. My name's Dan Whiting, and I'm joined tonight. No Ian Randall. Ian is unwell, so I'm sure he's tuning in. I hope you get better. But I'm delighted to be joined by not 1, not 2, but 3 Gloucestershire players. And the first one up tonight is Dominic Goodman. Good evening, Dominic.
Good evening, Dan. Lovely to be here this evening.
Yeah, it should be a cracker. The crowd's building nicely, isn't it? The weather's set fair, and it's a very nice night. And if it's anything like the performance against Essex last week, I think Gloucestershire fans are in for a treat, aren't they?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's so nice to see the ground, the ground filling up at the minute with all the fans, especially on such a sunny evening. I think that's what everyone knows is so great about playing in Bristol. in somewhere in the middle of the city to for people to be able to walk in and then fill up like this in front of the sun. It is brilliant, and yeah, I'm sure the lads will be trying to emulate what they did against Essex last week. Obviously slightly different, and I was batting first this time, so we can't have Payne's first over of the whole game's heroics.
No,
like he did.
That ignited the crowd. And anyway, the team news, or the news from the toss, is Hampshire have won the toss and chosen to field. Gloucestershire going to line up with Jack Taylor, James Bracey, Cameron Bancroft, Miles Hammond, Ben Charlesworth, Bo Webster, Graham Van Buren, Ajit Singhdale, Marshawn DeLunger, David Payne and Matt Taylor. And Hampshire are going to be James Vince, Joe Weatherly, James Fuller, Liam Dawson, Chris Wood, Toby Albert, Nick Gubbins, Benny Howe returning to Bristol, as is James Fuller, Ben McDermott, Michael Nisa and John Turner. So the first over looks like it's going to be Michael Nisa from the Ashley Down road end of the ground, and Dominic Goodman's going to attempt some ball by ball here tonight, which is wonderful. No, I don't need nicking my job though, Dom.
I'm very sure that won't be happening.
Because you know, I can't bowl as well as you. We're not swapping jobs here, all right?
No, it's definitely not happening. Definitely not happening, Dan. Be good to watch Michael Nisa bowl this evening, though, for sure.
He's been a great signing, hasn't he, from Glamorgan? He's a wonderful bowler, and he's been around a while now, but he's a great bowler. He really is. So the opening batters, Miles Hammond is going to take the first ball, and he is opening up with Cameron Bancroft. And Nisa is going to take us underway. So here we go. Michael Nisa coming in, and that's gone past Hammond's outside edge. That's a good one first up, isn't it? You don't want too many of those.
No, it looks like a lovely delivery first up. Just looked like it looked to shape back in and then nipped a little bit across Hamo first up. I think always as an opener you're on the watch out for these first overs, because generally that's when the ball will do its most with the white ball in these first one or two overs.
Yeah. As we saw with David Payne against Essex.
No,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Chris Wood down below us at third. Nisa approaching the wicket. Hammond just turns him into the onside, can't get it through the field. So the two men outside in the power play are Chris Wood, who's at third, and Liam Dawson's out at deep square. How important is the power play in T20 cricket?
It's absolutely, it's massive. I don't think its value could be overstated, really. I think the biggest thing is really if you set yourself some platform early on in these first 6 overs, it can really just catapult you forward. Nisa's into Hamo. Looks to drive off the outside half down to this short edge. It's nicely fielded by Wood.
Yeah, we're slightly over towards the Kennington Avenue side of the ground. We're not quite in the middle tonight, are we?
No, slightly across. Actually, just as from where we are, I was just thinking how this looks like quite a short edge over here.
Yeah.
But no, as we were saying, the power play is massive. I think the one thing is, as well is if you can get anything of 40 plus for not many wickets, like I think that sets such a nice platform for everyone going into the batters coming in. Nisa into Hamo again. Clips it to deep square for one. I think that was Weatherly at deep square.
Is it Weatherly or Dawson? It is Weatherly. Dawson's at number 8 at slip, isn't he? Weatherly 49 last week in the victory over Kent. Hampshire have started off with a loss to Surrey and a win against Kent. Champions, T20 champions in 2022 and 2010 and 2012. One in 2012 under Dominic Court, 2010. Just played out into the offside. And then in 2012 under Dimitri Mascarenhas. So they made finals day though between 2010 and 2015. So they've got good pedigree in this competition, haven't they?
No, absolutely. I think that's the one thing looking at the South group always at the minute. You can see how strong a lot of the teams are.
Well, all 4 sides qualified for finals day from the South group last year, didn't they? So it's I bet you wish you were Northern now, or maybe not. Just Wood is just going slightly squarer. Wood's going to bowl at the front and the back end of the innings, I reckon.
Nisa into Hammond again. Lovely shot from Hamo to mid-on. No run. They just switched their fielders over to Hamo. Might suggest the wickets on the touch are the slower side, but they moved their third over to deep backward point. That's certainly how that's what I'd be feeling if I made a field change like that. And I think it's the same wicket we played Essex on.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how it does react as we go through the both innings for these sides.
Yeah, it's. I think Chris Wood's going to bowl from the pavilion end of the Seat Unique Stadium here. Bowling to Cameron Bancroft, who's one off one ball. But Wood's been a top performer in this level of cricket, hasn't he? In T20 cricket, he's a class act.
No, absolutely. I think, as you said, bowling at the top of the innings and at the back end, looking to swing the ball up early on in the innings, and then uses slowies at the back end as he comes into Bancroft.
That's a decent delivery, isn't it?
Similarly to Nisa's first ball to Hamo, just with that angle across, just seemed to deck across bangers.
Yeah. Now you skippered here against New Zealand last year in the T20, and I thought you skippered it very well. Actually, I thought you skippered it with. I thought you thought outside the box a little bit. But how much pressure? I'll come on to it after this ball.
As Wood comes into bangers again. Flipped off his legs to fine leg.
Run the first
John
one hard.
Turner, he ought to get fine leg. Feels funny to say that watching John play.
We'll come on to him in a minute. We'll come on to him in a minute. Yeah. But T20 captaincy, especially in the power play, it must be an absolute nightmare, isn't it? Or you look like you enjoyed yourself, but it is.
I think so. I think it's one of those things. Certainly, when I captained the first couple of games in the second team, it does feel like a real blur, just because you've got so many moving parts, moving quickly, and when players go bish bash, the pressure can really get on. As Wood comes into Hamo again, it's like he's just held in the wicket, and he looked to flick it over mid wicket. Caught by Vince at mid.
James Vince catches that, and that's the end of Miles Hammond, and he departs for just 3 with the score on 5, and Gloucestershire not really wanting that. It did stick in the wicket, I think. It looks a little bit slow, perhaps.
Yeah, it looked like it just seemed a little bit as well, just away from Hamo touch, which is what Wood would traditionally try and do early on.
And James Vince has got a wonderful pair of hands, hasn't he? Anyway, he doesn't drop sitters like that.
No,
so
absolutely.
Yeah.
But just back onto, I guess, in the power play, I think it's really a lot of the time your first thoughts you have are looking to take as many wickets as you can when you are bowling, and then I think from that point onwards it's really damage limitation, just trying to make sure you get out into that 7th over when you can look to bring your spinners on and really look to squeeze and restrict a bit more when you have more men outside the ring. As Brace comes in. If
it goes horribly wrong, do you ever bring your spinners on in the power play? I mean, that has been known, but it's a dangerous game to play, isn't it?
100%. I think you have those certain people who you definitely trust in that power play. We played a second team game on Monday, and Ollie Price bowled the 6 over in that and bowled brilliantly, just hit his wide Yorker consistently as Wood comes in for Brace's first ball. Lovely shot from Brace. Pulls it out to deep square with Benny Howe to field.
Were you here with Benny Howe?
I was, yeah. He was here in my first 2 years on the staff.
Yeah. And I believe there's another one of the Hampshire players, I'll come on to it after this ball from Chris Wood.
Wood into bangers. Just a scramble one, tight to Benny.
Oh, he's just about got home there. I think he was scrambling a little bit there. That completes the over. So 7 for the loss of Miles Hammond in that over, and a very good over from... Oh, sorry, there's one left. I can't even count to 6 now, Dominic. I mean, what's wrong? I mean, you wouldn't think I'm a qualified umpire.
As Wood comes into Brace again. Goes for his reverse ramp over the keeper.
So at the end of that over, it's 7 for the loss of 1 wicket. So, there's another Hampshire player. You've got a little bit of a connection with Dominic, I believe. Mr. John Turner.
Yeah.
What's the connection there?
No, absolutely. John, I first met him when I was in my final year at Exeter University. Came into the sports hall one day and said hi to him, and I had heard that he was on the staff at Hampshire. So yeah, I spent a good year with him, getting to know him there, training quite regularly. So it's funny seeing him in different colours to that of Exeter when we played together with uni cricket. But yeah, I got to know him well whilst he was there. He's a really lovely guy.
Yeah. Here's Michael Nisa coming in from the Ashley Down Road end, and that's cut away by Bancroft. Good fielding out in the deep there, but they come back for 2, and Bancroft looking to show his class here. He's been a wonderful signing, hasn't he, Cameron Bancroft? What's he like around the dressing room? Is he?
Absolutely, he's been brilliant. Honestly, he's such a lovely guy, and I think obviously his runs speak for themselves so far. But aside from that, he's been brilliant. Here's
Nisa approaching the wicket, short, and Bancroft tries to ramp him, and that was quite sharp there.
It took off a little bit.
It did, yeah. And Ben McDermott can't collect that cleanly. Ben McDermott, son of Craig McDermott, the Australian quick bowler back in the day. I'm looking forward to watching Toby Albert in white ball cricket. Have you seen much of him at all?
Yeah, he's a touch younger than me, but I played against him a bit growing up, and he certainly was always a talented ball striker.
Yeah, here's Nisa coming in, and that's played backward of square. I think they're just going to get one, as that's Joe Weatherly out there fielding and comes in for one. Yeah, I saw Toby Albert covered Surrey, Hampshire versus Surrey, where Hampshire handed Surrey their record ever county championship loss by an innings and 278 runs a couple of weeks ago, and Toby Albert got a really good 100, really patient 100, where he left the ball really well, especially off Dan Worrell, and I thought it was a really, really mature innings. So but this is a different ball game, isn't it? It's T20 cricket, and you can't leave much alone in this. Here's Nisa in. Oh, and that's nearly dribbled onto the stumps. Bracey scrambles through for a leg by umpires tonight, Michael Burns and Nigel Long. So the Essex game, I thought there was real discipline in that game a couple of weeks ago. I mean, Gloucestershire only conceded 3 extras, which is unheard of in T20 cricket. And do you think, I'll come on to it after this ball, as Nisa comes in past umpire Mike Burns. And that's a big hoik there from Bancroft, doesn't connect and goes through to the gloves of Ben McDermott. Mark Elaine he's come in as coach. I mean, what's he like as a coach?
Mark's really he's been brilliant since he's come in. He's really personable, and he seems to be a great manager of people as well. He certainly has instilled belief in a lot of the lads. I think it's the biggest thing.
Yeah, Nisa in. Oh, and that's a thick inside edge, and that's going to dribble away for the first boundary, and not where Bancroft wanted it to go, but it's 4 runs in the book, and evades Chris Wood down at short, fine leg. So 15 for 1 at the end of the third. Miles Hammond the man out. He was caught by James Vince off the bowling of Chris Wood. That's the Hampshire bowler, not the Nottingham Forest centre forward there. So
yeah, it just seems to be the wicket looks like it is a touch on the slower side. Looks like there's been a little bit of seam movement for both Nisa and Wood up front, as Wood's going to come for his second over here.
Hasn't rained here, has it?
No, it doesn't. But I think potentially, if this is the same wicket that we played Essex on, as Wood comes into brace again,
just fiddles outside off stump, and it goes through to McDermott. No connection there from Bracey. I thought Bracey's innings against Essex was very good as well. They got ahead of the run rate, didn't they? And after that, T20 should be a walk in the park. Once you're ahead of the, once it's under 6 and over.
No, absolutely. As soon as he came in that game, Brace struck the ball beautifully. We'll be hoping for similar now as Wood comes into him again. So he looks to take him down on the leg side. Benny running across, Benny Howe.
Oh, it's a great catch. Great catch there by Benny Howe. Diving, made a lot of ground, and pouches it. And that is the end. Actually, it's not Benny Howell, is it? It's is that Vince? It was Vince, wasn't it?
That was Benny Howell.
Was it Benny Howell?
Yeah.
James Bracey was caught by Benny Howell.
No, it was Benny Howell. It was Benny Howell. Good job I've got you in the box with me.
That's all good.
Dominic. So James Bracey departs and Wood strikes again. And that's a pair of left-handers that have departed now. And Gloucestershire are 15 for 2. And into the wicket comes Bo Webster. What's he been like? What's he been like around the dressing room? He's taller than you.
Yeah, he is. Bo's been brilliant as well. It's so lovely to have Bangers and Bo about, two guys who've played a lot, and we were lucky to get two of the guys who came off some rich vein and form whilst they were playing Sheffield Shield cricket in Australia. But and Bo's been lovely. He's such a good guy to talk to about cricket. I haven't played with Bo as of yet, but obviously I've seen him quite a lot in and around training and stuff. But I think we've certainly got very lucky with the two guys we've got, because they're lovely human beings.
Yep.
As Wood comes into Bo for his first ball. Lipped off his leg to short fine.
That's well run there for a single. Yeah, he's. He looks like a big man, big personality, in the sort of similar way that Marshall DeLunger came in last year, and sort of offers that, larger than life personality, and it gets the dressing room going, doesn't it? It gets the place, laughing, joking, as well as, being wonderful cricketers.
Absolutely. As Wood comes into Bangers again, gives himself some room.
That's a thick inside edge.
Shape back again. Thick inside edge to deep square.
Yeah, good fielding out there. I think that's Weatherly again. Got the ball out of his hand quickly, which is key, isn't it, when you're fielding? It puts that seed of doubt into the batter's mind, not to run through for the second.
Oh, absolutely. Just watching here in Hampshire, I think they actually have 3 fielders on the rope.
They have.
Just clocked that, Vince.
They have.
Short fine leg up.
Did they have that the ball before as well?
I'm not sure. I'm sure the umpires would have noticed if they had. Nicely played from Bo out into the offside for one. I think at this stage during the power play, you're sort of assessing to see what the wicket's like for what you want to get to in these 6 overs. It has looked a bit challenging, in the Wood and Nisa have bowled a decent area and got some good movement off the wicket early on. But I think from Gloucestershire's perspective now, I think you just have that element of reframing what you want to get to in the power play and then pushing on from there as Wood comes into Bangers. Clips off his legs again.
It could be 2 there. He's not. He's settled on 1. That's completely over, so that's 19 for 2. James Bracey, the man out in that. So what would you say a good score at the power play is at the end of the power? I mean, would you be looking at maybe 35 from here?
From now, I think if you got to something like 35 to 40 for 2 after these 6 overs, then I think that puts you in a good position to have a look on after that at the middle over bowlers that Hampshire have got. Nisa's coming for a 3rd here, and that would generally suggest that Hampshire feel if they can get a 3rd or a 4th here, they'll be right.
Here he comes from the Ashley Down Road end, coming into Bancroft, who deliberately plays that down to 3rd, just uses the pace on the ball, and soft hands, it goes downwards and goes away for a boundary. That's good cricket there from Cameron Bancroft. So, Dominic, you've been out with a little bit of an injury as well. What's been the matter with you?
Yeah, so I
feel like a doctor.
No. I mean, unfortunately, when we played Middlesex here about 5-6 weeks ago on the last day, I tore my hamstring.
As Nisa comes in, and that's square drive there by Bancroft. He's interested in the single, but it's drilled straight to Nick Gubbins at cover point. Yeah, so you're back though now, is that right?
Yes, yeah, so back fit now. I played T20 on Monday and be looking to play in the second team again next week, as come back to fitness, which is nice. It's lovely to be back playing.
Well, I think that's wonderful news for
Thank you.
all Gloucestershire fans as Nisa approaches the wicket, and that's hoiked a little but goes out to deep square, where Benny Howe does the fielding. Yeah, I think it's great news. You know, I think you're a popular guy around these parts.
Thanks, Dan. It's very kind.
You know, it's wonderful to have you back sort of in contention. You had a decent start to the season as well. You've picked up wickets against 3v Sussex, 3v Middlesex, as Nisa comes in, and that's slammed straight back down the ground there by Bo Webster and goes away for 4 runs.
Yeah, it's really good to see, even though Nisa's coming back for his third over here and has bowled very well up top, that Bo and Cam are still looking to take him on, take him down, and I guess it's that element of putting a bit of pressure back on him, and I think as well, when you know the bowler's trying to hit like roughly around the top of off stump, I guess Bo walking at him, trying to put him off and then slamming it back past him, will be interesting to see what Nisa comes to this ball.
Well, you know, he needs about 3 or 4 steps. I mean, you know, you and him batting together. Nisa in, sure, and that's all nearly gone to mid-on, just short there. Oh, that's nearly out. There's Liam Dawson there at mid-on, and that's tantalisingly close to the fielder, and that would be a pain. But this Gloucestershire side have got a really strong top 7, haven't they? Or 8 if Ollie Price is in the side as well. But the top 7 today, there's no Ollie in the side today, but Nisa in. Webster just tucks that one off his legs, just turns it out to Benny Howell at deep square for a single. Yeah, but, I mean, all of them could bat in the top 3, couldn't they? You know, there's Jack Taylor in there, there's Graham Van Buren, who are probably going to be 6 and 7 today, and it's a really strong lineup.
No, absolutely. I think as well, coming off the back of a lot of that top 6 and 7 getting runs in Championship cricket, I think that always helps confidence-wise coming into these T20 games. But no, absolutely. I think everyone's got that full faith that all our top 7 could do at any point in the innings, really, which gives us a lot of confidence going into this competition, as I think we're seeing John Turner to come bowl.
We're seeing your old uni mate come into the attack.
Indeed, yeah. It'll be interesting. I think John who'll probably looks to run in and slam the middle of the wicket, top of off at quite high pace. To be interested to see how that goes against Bo and bangers. And obviously he's had an incredibly successful last year, and he'd have had a brilliant blast last year, John. As Turner comes into Webster, bouncer first ball,
no ball,
given no ball.
Yeah, he's quite sharp, isn't he?
It'll be the classic digs coming in from the fielder saying you have to dig it in a fair bit to get it up to Bo for a bouncer that I certainly have succumbed to when I've batted it many an occasion.
Is it a disadvantage being told? Isn't it?
No, absolutely not. But Turner in again to Webster. Good length, defending into the offside.
And Turner's South African born, I believe, isn't he?
Yes, yeah, no, he is South African. He actually, our ex-head coach Dale Benkenstein was head of cricket at a school called Hilton College, which was where John went to school, and I think Benke got him across to the UK initially, and linked him up with
when he was at Hampshire.
I think so. As Turner comes in again to Webster, slash through the offside, giving himself some room and gone for 4 through point. Lovely shot from Bo. Yeah,
Webster there, getting on the dance floor, going down the track, and slamming Turner through point for 4. Fantastic shot. Crowd building nicely here in Bristol, enjoying themselves. I mean, Friday night, the working week's over, bit of T20 cricket, the sun's shining, cold one in the hand. I mean, what more do you want out of life?
No, absolutely. You've always got your eye out to see if what groups have come together, if anyone's dressed as anything, especially on a Friday. Turner comes in again to Webster. Full of a length LBW shout.
Yeah. Nigel Long not interested though. He was already running round to get in place for the throw.
It's that nice attacking length that John bowls that I think saw him get so many wickets in last year. A lot of his wickets tend to be because he bowls from quite a tall release point. He gets quite steep bounce, which makes him quite difficult to hit over the top as he comes in again to Webster. Gives himself room again. tight single, but scrambled through for one, and I think that was why I thought he was so successful in the blast last year, and as well that similar length to where that LBW shout was. John got a lot of wickets bowled actually early on in the power play last year, so I'm sure we'll be looking to emulate it again now, and I'm sure part of the reason why he's got an ECB development contract now.
Yeah, certainly has done very well.
As Turner comes in again to Bancroft, goes to the ramp.
Doesn't connect.
Looks like a nice pace that from Turner.
Yeah, McDermott taking that around shoulder height there.
And as we were saying, I think from where we were a couple of overs ago to be 36 for 2 now will be interesting. I think with the field up now, I wouldn't be surprised if Bangers tries to take on this last ball of the power play.
Well, you're always second guessing, aren't you, in T20 cricket?
Absolutely.
So.
As Turner comes into Bancroft again, goes to the ramp again. Looks like he gets it this time.
Yeah, lovely shot.
Trickles away for a couple fours.
Goes away for 4 runs, and that's the end of the power play. Gloucestershire are 40 for 2 at the end of the power play.
That brings to an end the Gloucestershire power play, sponsored by Seagate Care Home. The score is 40.
But we have got not one Gloucestershire player, as I said, here on the mic today. We've not got 2. We've got 3, and it is an absolute pleasure to welcome one of the up-and-coming stars here at Gloucestershire County Cricket Club, Joe Phillips. How are you, Joe?
Hello, Dan. Good, thank you. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Good.
That's a little bit of a recovery there, 40 for 2 at the end of the power play, isn't it? It's, at, what was it, at 15 for 2, I thought, ooh, this could go, what you don't want to be is 29 for 4 at the end of the power play, do you? Yeah. So James Fuller is coming into the attack. He's going to be replacing Michael Nisa, who has bowled 3 overs, none for 21. Chris Wood doing the damage, 2 for 7. Here is Fuller. Just turned off the legs. Was Fuller here when were you here when Fuller was here, or
no,
before your time?
No, he was before my time.
Yeah, that's just turned into the onside there for 1 to Bo Webster. Talking about Bo Webster, and he's a tall man, isn't he? He's a big guy.
He is. He's a big lad. Long levers.
Yeah. And talking of T20 cricket, you had a wonderful game. We're talking to Dominic there. I'll come on to it after this ball here by Fuller, who has got a rhythmical approach into the crease, and that is just turned into the onside there by Bancroft. Benny Howell doing the fielding. Talking to Dominic about the New Zealand game, you had a wonderful innings against New Zealand. 70, was it 71?
71, yeah.
Yeah, I think you lit up the place that night, and it was just fantastic. And to do that in front of a big crowd, that must be a wonderful feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it was quite a surreal feeling, to be honest. Even fielding and batting as well, just being out there in front of that many people was obviously a feeling I hadn't experienced before.
Fuller in as Webster hoiks him into the onside, and that goes out again to Howell at deep mid wicket for a single. Yeah, so it must be just an amazing feeling.
It is, yeah. It's a bit different to playing sort of a game with no one watching. There's a bit more of an edge to it. But yeah, it just feels like another game when you sort of get into it and sort of can take yourself away from the situation.
Does it? Do you just blank out the crowd? Or not?
At times, if you get into a good flow, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah. Fuller in. Shaw, and that's crunched through the offside off the back foot there by Bancroft, but only goes for 1. Oh, a bit of a wild throw going away, but Benny Howes does the backing up. So I also saw another innings of yours last year as well at Cheltenham, which I really enjoyed. Was it against Worcestershire?
Yeah, Worcestershire.
You got 80 odd?
Yeah, 80, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. It was. I think you did scream one into our commentary tent down at Deep Backward Square.
Yeah.
Here's Fuller in, and that's gone down the ground there. That's going to be 6 runs and goes into the first floor balcony there from Webster, and that brings up the 50 in the 7th over, and that's the first 6 of the innings. And it's a great shot there, wasn't it?
Yeah, lovely shots in, just using his levers. bit of momentum coming down the wicket at him and clearing the ropes.
So when you're playing T20 cricket, is it sort of premeditated? Would Webster there have gone, right, I'm going to smash him back over his head if it's in my half of the wicket?
I think he'll definitely have his areas that he's looking to attack.
Yeah.
I think running down the wicket like that, is probably premeditated, just to get a little bit more momentum going back into the ball.
But you don't want to go too early, do you? Because then the bowler sees what you're doing.
Exactly, yeah, the timing of it's quite key.
Yeah. Here's Fuller. Webster already on 20, Bancroft on 23. That's down the leg side, that's going to be a wide.
But also I think Bo will have probably 3 or 4 options in his head that he can go to. He won't just be fixated on trying to hit that ball straight. He'll be thinking, if he goes short here, I can probably pull him or cut him. So he'll be having a range of options there that he'll be looking to attack.
Yeah, and there's short fine leg up, so there's no one down here. There's a deep third, but I can see him, if it's a length ball, getting under it and ramping it possibly.
Potentially.
Fuller in, and that's smashed into the offside. Goes out to Weatherly out in the deep and picks up a single. So at the end of the 7th over, Gloucestershire are 52 for 2, and there was 12 off that over. They're quite expensive from James Fuller.
Yeah.
Now, Joe, you're a Cornishman as well. You're a Cornish lad.
Indeed.
So there's not many cricketers who come through Cornwall over the years. I mean, there was one here, the wonderfully named Jack Crapp, who was scored a lot of runs for Gloucestershire. Lewis Goldsworthy.
Yeah, we had Liam Norwell, who was at Gloucestershire as well previously. Jake Libby.
Libby's a Cornishman. Yeah.
There's a few. There's not many, but there's a few. Yeah.
And what's club cricket like down there? Is it strong?
It's strong. Yeah, it's getting stronger each year as well. See a lot of clubs getting in some big names, some big players, which is only a good thing for the league. Which is really exciting stuff. There
must be a lot of travelling, isn't there?
Yeah, I think the Wepple's pretty similar in terms of travel-wise. Probably your furthest away game's an hour or so. Liam Dawson into the attack here, bowling at Bo Webster. He's in. Bo knocks it into the offside and take one to Vince at extra cover.
There you go, Joe Phillips. He's after my job. I tell you, he's a natural.
I was nervous for that, Dan, I'm not going to lie.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
It's a different sort of nervousness to play. Here he is again, Dawson. Bancroft goes for the reverse paddle and he gets it away. Lovely pass, short third man. That'll be 4 to Bancroft.
Yeah, innovation there from Bancroft. Reverse paddle, and the ball runs away down to the Ashley Down Road end for 4 runs. That's clever cricket.
Yeah. It's a good option, well executed by Bancroft.
Crowd filling up here. There's probably a bigger crowd than Essex last week.
I think so, yeah. Bancroft knocks it into the leg side here. Dawson's chasing. It's just going to be 1.
Yeah, the crowd enjoying themselves. As I said a moment ago, Friday night, the week's done.
Exactly.
T20 cricket. It's a wonderful time of year.
Perfect evening.
Yeah.
It's a good start to this over for Dawson. For Gloucestershire. Dawson's in, it's short. Played down to long on by Bo Webster for 1.
I covered Surrey, Hampshire, as I just said to Dominic a few weeks back, and Liam Dawson came on at 11:30 of the first morning of the game.
Yeah.
And I thought he bowled beautifully.
Yeah,
he bowled fantastically.
He's a great player.
Yeah.
Great all-rounder for Hampshire, has been for so many years. He's in again here to Bancroft. Bancroft deep in his crease, pulls it into the gap between long on and deep mid wicket, but long on's around, it's just 1.
Yeah, long on's quite wide there.
Yeah.
Michael Nisa doing the job out on the boundary there. Dawson always has this look, doesn't he, at the top of his mark, just stands there.
That's a dot to finish the over.
Yeah, that's well bowled. So 60 for 2 at the end of the 8th over. Joe, what would you say is a par score here?
I don't know. I think it's quite difficult to tell from the outside looking in. I think the lads batting now will have probably a good idea of what it is, and they'll be communicating that back to the lads coming in. I think,
is that what you do? Do you know at this stage of an innings roughly?
I think by now they'll have quite a good idea. Obviously, pre the game starting, it's quite difficult to tell because you're not 100% sure how the wicket will play.
Yeah.
But I think sort of a key job for openers, especially in the first 6 overs, is to try and establish sort of what a pass score would be, and then that obviously can get communicated back to the lads coming in, and you can play accordingly. I don't know though, to be honest, at the moment.
Bancroft about to face, let's just hit him around the midriff there.
I think we'll be happy with, to some extent, of where we are now, obviously being 15 for 2. These guys are getting set now.
Yeah, this is Turner back in actually from the Ashley Down Road end, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we're talking about Cornish cricket and sort of West Country cricket in general, and your club is Truro?
Truro, yeah.
As Turner comes in, and that's
Good
screamed out into the long boundary, and it's picked up just inches from the floor, and that is the end of Cameron Bancroft for 29. It's a good catch actually. He had to make a lot of running there, and that looks
Fuller.
It's James Fuller.
It's a good catch
out there. Yeah. So John Turner strikes, having been brought back, and that's good captaincy there from James Vince. Those two putting on 45 for the 3rd wicket. But I was talking about this Gloucestershire top 7 with Dominic, and I mean, anyone could bat in the top 3, couldn't they?
I know,
and you throw in Ollie Price into there, and it's the top 8.
Exactly.
It's really strong.
It is. It's really strong, and obviously, first half of the season, Red Bull cricket, all the lads have gone pretty well. So it's good to see the lads are firing coming into this comp. And like you said, it's probably some headaches around picking batting orders because everyone can make a case for sort of being top 3, top 4. So yeah, it's good to see.
And you've been at Cardiff MCCU?
Yes, I've been at uni this winter.
Okay, and what are you studying?
I'm studying accounting and finance.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, just in my first
year. You might be
year.
a very handy man to know later in life.
Potentially.
Here's Turner bustling into the wicket, and Charlesworth just nudges that one into the onside for no run. So does this mean you're doing like your ACCA or?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
Potentially later on, yeah. But yeah, like I said, just in my first year at uni.
Yeah.
I just finished my first year. Actually, had my last exam yesterday.
Oh.
So yeah, now just summer of cricket. Hopefully.
Marvellous. Here's Turner in. And Charlesworth drills in down the ground, but that goes to James Vince. That's a brilliant piece of work, and Charlesworth is run out. That is outstanding from James Vince. He pirouettes, throws it, and hits just the leg stump at the non-striker's end. And Charlesworth is short of his ground, and that is just an unbelievable piece of work there from James Vince. And sometimes you just have to doff your cap to the opposition, don't you?
That's an unbelievable piece of fielding from Vince.
It was just, I mean, you have to run one there in T20 cricket.
Yeah,
don't you?
definitely.
And
it's close as well. It's a great bit of fielding.
Yeah, it's a shame because Charlesworth's been in good touch.
Yeah.
He's got the ability to get those long levers, get the ball down the ground into the flats, and that's a real shame from a Gloucestershire point of view. And at 60 for 4, they probably just need to rebuild this a little.
Yeah. A couple quick wickets from Hampshire, they'll be happy with that.
Yeah. Just puts the brake on. There's nothing quite like sort of putting the brake on an innings and a couple of quick wickets, is there?
Definitely.
So you've dislocated your shoulder, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. About probably 5.5, 6 weeks ago now.
Okay, so you're not far away from full fitness.
No.
Here's Turner into Jack Taylor, who just brings the bottom hand in and works him into the onside. And he's away for a single.
Dislocated my shoulder, and then that eventually led to a torn labrum as well, which is sort of the main damage that was done.
Okay.
but yeah, through the worst of it now. Probably.
Is it your left or your right?
It was my left. So
okay,
yeah,
so you
not
still
my
twirl
throw.
a few off breaks now.
Well, no one wants to see that, but yeah, I'll be pushing my case. Don't worry about that.
Actually, that was one to Webster there. Taylor hasn't faced because
Yeah, that was Webster.
Charlesworth was running to the non-striker's end. Turner in and Taylor in a similar fashion. I could have just said that a ball ago, just nurdles one into the onside and picks up a single. And they, a bit sloppy work there by Hampshire, but that's a really good over. Just 2 runs off it and 2 wickets, and that is a really good over from the point of view of the visitors. So you're listening to Dan Whiting on Gloss Cricket TV. I'm here with Joe Phillips, and who will be the 3rd Gloucestershire player joining me in a few overs? You'll have to wait. You'll have to find out soon. But Liam Dawson is coming in. Yeah, Dawson's been a fantastic cricketer.
Yeah.
He bowled in the Surrey innings. He bowled 14 overs, 5 maidens, 3 for 21, and he took 3, I think, in the second, or 2 in the second innings as well. Felix Organ did the damage that day against Surrey. Just run off the face there, and that was tight. And I think Webster might have been gone there.
Would have been close, definitely.
Yeah. So when do you think you're back then, Joe?
Hopefully no more than a week now. Hopefully there's a second team 4-day game starting the week Monday, so hopefully that should be all good. Here's Dawson in now to Webster, goes full. He's played out to Vince at extra cover for no run. Yeah, hopefully very soon, hopefully next week, which I'm excited to get back.
Yeah, no, it'd
there.
be great to have you back.
Yeah.
And pushing for contention into that, well, into the T20 side.
Here's Dawson in again to Webster. It's another dot ball, so a bit of pressure potentially building with 2 dot balls back to back from Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson knows what he's doing here. Been around a long time.
Yeah.
I think possibly one of the finest English spinners out there.
Yeah, definitely. Dawson in again to Webster. It's short. Knocked into the leg side. They're not going to push for 2. It's just going to be 1 on this occasion. So Webster's off strike. And Dawson will be in to Taylor for the next ball.
Yeah, Hampshire really showing their T20 credentials here. Just putting the squeeze on Gloucestershire a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Dawson just lining up the batter, doesn't he? At the top of his mark.
It's another dot out to Vince at extra cover.
Oh, is Vince okay there?
Did just have a second look.
Yeah, he looks like he sort of landed a bit awkwardly on that ankle, perhaps.
Dawson into Jack Taylor. It's short again. Pulled, but it's only going to be 1 again out to deep backward square leg.
Yeah, but if you have wickets in hand here, you know, last 6-7 overs can go for 60, 70 here, can't they? So, you know, if Gloucester can get to like sort of 80, 90, they can get 150, 160 perhaps, which could be competitive.
Especially with the striking ability of these 2 and also batters to come as well.
Yeah, I mean, Dominic thought the ball might be sticking in the wicket a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like it potentially is a little bit,
Thought Hamo's stuck in the wicket a little bit with the new ball more than once the ball goes a little bit older. Would you say that?
Yeah, maybe slightly tennis bally early on. Maybe it's potentially slightly too pace as well, because a few have actually flown through.
Yeah. McDermott's taken a couple round sort of shoulder height, hasn't he?
Yeah, so it's potentially a slightly tricky wicket, which might have led to Hampshire's decision to bowl. But
here's James Fuller bustling in to the wicket. Jack Taylor's bowled, and Taylor goes for 3, and Fuller strikes, and Gloucestershire here are in a spot of bother with their skipper going back to the pavilion. But marching to the crease comes their red ball skipper, Graham Van Buren, and he's rescued many innings for Gloucester. He's been in fine form this season as well, Van Buren.
He's to be looking very good in the Red Bull stuff.
For Gloucestershire, sponsored by Uplands, number 12.
So 65 for 5 here. Bo Webster holding the innings together with 25, and he needs to get a big score here. If Bo Webster can get a 60 or 70, there might be, Gloucestershire might be able to get something that they can defend. That's the key, isn't it, at this stage of the innings?
Definitely. And like you said, it's potentially a slightly tricky wicket, so it's not going to be a mammoth total that's you're going to need to win the game. So
yeah, but with David Payne and Matt Taylor, played 4 wickets here last week against Essex, as Fuller comes in and Van Buren cuts that, gets on top of the ball.
It's a brand new bat that Graham's using there.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
It looks completely fresh.
How many bats do you have in your kit bag then, Joe?
I have a few. I don't have as much as a few of the other lads, Ben Charlesworth and some of the other boys have.
Are they bat geeks?
Yeah, Ben is.
Is he?
I've probably got, I don't know, 6 or 7 probably overall. Not all of them with me, but dotted around different places. Ben's probably got double that, to be honest.
Fuller in, and Van Buren just pushes that one out to mid-off. No run. Hampshire squeezing Gloucestershire here. So you have 6 or 7 bats that are just sort of around various locations. Like one in your car, one in your around your parents' place.
Yeah, genuinely, it's probably 2 at home, a couple at my accommodation at uni, and then a couple here. Different bats in different places needed.
Yeah. Here's Fuller in, and Van Buren just works that one, opens the face and just runs it backward a square on the offside and picks up a single, gets off the mark. So, this is an insight into the life of a professional cricketer, whereas, most people sort of leave various things at sort of other people's houses. Maybe a jumper at a girlfriend's house, perhaps. Joe Phillips just leaves bats around. I mean, that's how it works. How many bats has Ben Charlesworth got?
Oh, I don't know, to be honest. Seems to be going up every few weeks.
Fuller approaching the crease into Webster, who again tries to cut. Good areas here from Fuller, just keeping it nice and tight. So is he the you have a number 1 and a number 2.
Yeah.
Do you have a red ball bat and a white ball bat, or not?
I'm really not fussy personally. I don't know if some of the lads are like that, but no, for me it's just I tend to use the same one as long as I can until it breaks, and then go on to another one.
Here's Fuller in, and that one's kept a little low there, I thought. Webster keeping his eye on it and just turning it into the onside, and that's 67 for 5 at the end of the 11th. At the end of the 8th, it was 60 for 2. So
yeah, a good few overs from Hampshire.
Yeah, just squeezing it in the middle period a little bit.
Benny Howell now into the attack.
Yeah, so he was before your time, wasn't he? And Fuller was before yours.
Yeah, I think I was on the academy when Benny was here.
So at what age did you join Gloucestershire? How old were you?
I think I first started coming up from Cornwall when I was 14 or 15.
I bet your parents loved that journey, didn't they?
Yeah, they've done that journey a few times. I'm very, very grateful for that. Benny Howell in now to Webster. Knocks it out to deep cover for 1. Interested to see what sort of deliveries Howell's bowling here. He tends to mix it up very well. He's very good with his variations.
Yeah, Toby Albert doing the fielding. Young lad from Basingstoke.
Yeah.
Got a lovely 100 the other week against Surrey. And they're just bringing Dawson up from long off into just the edge of the discs, into a sort of mid-off but halfway back. We're quite close to the boundary here in this corner.
Here's Howell in to GVB. Knocks into the leg side. They'll take 1-2 mid-wickets. Fuller doing the fielding. Throws it into the bowler's end. So 2 off the first 2 balls of Howell's first over.
They won't want to get out to Benny Howell, will they? Well,
their ex-teammate.
Graham Van Buren won't want to get out to Benny Howell.
No, here's Howell in again to Webster. It's into the pitch, and it's just defended in the end back to Benny.
Howell just doing what he's always done, doesn't he? Just bowls wicket to wicket.
Yeah.
And
doesn't give you much.
No.
Just need a little period of rebuilding here. Is Howell in? Webster's, I think, got some bat on it to man at 45.
Yeah, just I think that was a thick inside edge into his pad and sort of went between his legs. Hampshire coached now by A.D. Birrell, the South African. That's full there from Howell, and Van Buren drives it back to him. No run. 70 for 5 here in the 13th. Sorry, in the 12th. Yeah, in the 12th.
Yeah.
Just tinkering with the field here. Howell and Vince. Just
third man's come up. I think mid-wicket is a man that's gone back. Howell in to Buren. Van Buren gets it past point, so we'll pick up one to deep cover again.
Yeah, Albert doing the fielding out there.
Howell's first over just going for 4.
Yeah, that's a really good over there from Benny Howell. And as he said, Gloucestershire having to rebuild here. And yeah, it's not easy.
No.
But we've got one more over from Joe Phillips, and we'll have the big reveal. Who's our third Gloucestershire player joining me on the mic? No Ian Randall tonight, unfortunately. Ian's not well, and we wish him better. And hope you're well at home, and hope you're getting looked after. He doesn't drink, but maybe he needs a good whiskey tonight.
He's back to attack Nisa.
Nisa coming back in. This is a strong attack from Hampshire.
They've got a rich wealth of options.
Yeah, they have. And they've also got a vastly different red ball side to white ball side. If you look at their, red ball attack, I mean, that's strong with Abbott Abbas.
Yeah.
Here's Nisa coming in from the Ashley Down Road end, and Buren just works him into the offside for a single. Ooh.
Wow.
The umpires might have a look at that, actually. That's who is that? Weatherly throwing it into the dirt and it dribbling along the deck. About 8 bounces. I think 1 bounce is probably acceptable, but not 8. Might raise a few eyebrows with the umpire there.
Might have a nasty look from the square leg umpire there.
Yeah.
Nisa coming in to Webster.
Bang.
Get up. Oh, it's a good catch at long on.
That's a great catch out there. Fantastic. Diving away over his head. And is that Vince again?
I think that's Fuller.
It's Fuller out there.
Yeah.
Tall man. It's good to have your tall fielders out and long off and long on, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that is the end of Bo Webster. And that could be crucial there. Nisa strikes.
That's well bowled from Nisa. That top of the stump sort of length is always hard to hit. So I think he's nailed his length there.
Yeah, Gloucestershire really in trouble here.
Marchand de Lange.
Well, need a Marchand special here. He can whack it. He can certainly whack it. What's he like to face in the nets, Marchand? He's quite sharp.
I've actually not faced him a great deal, which probably is quite
pleased
lucky.
about that?
Yeah, but when I have faced him, it's always, he's one of those bowlers that always hits your bat before you're expecting it to. He gets to you a lot quicker than you think. He bowls a heavy ball.
Yeah.
It's always a good challenge.
Everyone said he hits a splice.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah. Well, Gloucestershire now really up against it, and Hampshire showing why, they were champions back in 2022 as Nisa comes in from the Ashley Down Road end, and De Lange just works that one off his hip out to Albert, out at deep square leg. So a few of the guys haven't made the side. Eddie Jack, I was looking forward to seeing him. He's supposed to be quite sharp.
Yeah, he's a good player. I've played him a few times when I was younger through age group stuff. I think he's a couple of years younger than me, actually.
Yeah, he's 18.
Yeah.
And he's a product of Canford School, which is where Felix Organ also went.
Yeah.
Here's Nisa bustling in, and that's a good ball. It might. No, it's just going to. Oh, it's been a misfield down there. They were going to run on a misfield, but you don't do that, Joe.
Well, no,
you saw that under 11s, aren't you?
Don't run on a misfield.
Just the one then, as that goes out. That was a fantastic catch, though, out in the deep.
It was. They fielded pretty well so far, especially their catching.
So Nisa approaching the crease, and that is probably a little bit quick there for Martian DeLunger.
It's that slight tennis ball bounce, I think, there. Just
yeah, some are sort of actually going on, aren't they? And some are sticking in the pitch a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's making it hard to actually sort of score runs out there. Or when you do drive, the ball goes aerial.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the length bowlers will be looking to hit on a wicket like this. So it's proving difficult to hit.
But do you think if Gloucestershire can get to like 120, 130, that could be defendable possibly? As that has gone straight up in the air, and that is going to be out as well. And that's a good catch from James Vince, tumbling away. And that is the end of Marchand DeLunger, and Gloucestershire are in a spot of bother here, Joe Phillips.
Yeah, we've lost a few quick wickets. It's all happened on my stint on the commentary as well, so maybe let's just get the next player on as quick as possible.
You'll get a reputation like Josh Shaw. Who,
is that what happens when Shawsy comes on?
Josh Shaw is not allowed to do ball-by-ball commentary, and I think we had one at Cheltenham where he was doing ball-by-ball, and the first ball he had it. A certain Gloucestershire player who is next on Mike, who we won't mention at this stage because we'll keep the suspense going, was dropped on that very first ball, and Josh Shaw has actually thrown the microphone at Yeah. Right, that's completed the over, and 74 for 7 at the end of the 13th, and we are going to have Benny Howe bowling his wicket-to-wicket stuff as Graham Van Buren looking to rebuild, chops that one, cuts that one, and I'm delighted to welcome our third Gloucestershire player of the evening, and he's not only a wonderful cricketer, but he's a wonderful human being. Tom Price. Tom, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me on.
That's all right. It's been a pleasure. That's drilled out to Vince at extra cover. Gloucestershire in a spot of bother here.
Yeah, I would have liked to go into this last 7-8 overs with a few more wickets left in the tank, but G is having a very good year, and Tom is a very capable batsman, so that's a beautiful shot. Pulled
there by Van Buren venomously, and that runs away for a much needed boundary for the home side. We think that the wicket, there might be a little bit in the wicket. Some are sticking in the wicket, some are sort of zipping on a little bit with tennis ball bounce. Have you seen much of it? Or?
It's a bit tennis ball bounce, but at the same time, it looks like a bit of pace in this wicket. It's good carry through to the keeper. Yeah, and bodes well for our quicks.
It does. Howe in, and Van Buren gets the bottom hand in there, works it out to the leg side, just picks up a single. Yeah, I think it was doing a little bit with the new ball as well, and there's no greater exponents of that than David Payne and Matt Taylor, are there? I mean, 4 wickets each in the game against Essex last week.
Absolutely. So I still think, if we can get up to a score of 130, 140.
Howe in, as that's just Matt Taylor just giving himself a little bit of room there, but it's crucial here that Gloucestershire don't lose any more wickets. Howe, minimal run up, short, and Taylor just nurdles him out to long on, and that's a single. So the score at the end of the 14th is 80 for 7. Now, Tom, you're unfortunately out injured, but the Gloucestershire public, you've got wonderful memories of you on this ground. I mean, I've got wonderful memories of you on this ground. Firstly, against Warwickshire a couple of years ago, 8 for 27, Division 1 wickets as well. And there were some top batters you got out that day. Dominic Sibley, Sam Hain. You must have enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, that was a fun day.
Good day at the office.
Yeah, you don't have many of those days like that. And John Turner into bowl the 15th, off the pads down the fine leg, fielded by the keeper McDermott. Gets Van Buren back on strike. Yeah, that feels like a while ago, but that was just fantastic to contribute to a win. And it's one of those spells, the periods where it just felt like things were just going my way. It was, I was really pleased with the way I finished that year. And if these lads keep going the way they're going, hopefully we'll be available to take some Div 1 wickets soon. Yeah,
that would be fantastic. I think, you're a popular guy in this part of the world.
In comes John Turner again. It's in hard. That's pulled away. Out to cow corner. Oh, misfield, and a comeback for 2. It's good running. That might be one of the first misfields I've seen from Hampshire so far.
They've been excellent in the field. They really have been. I've been really impressed with Hampshire. I've seen them twice in red ball cricket this year. They played Surrey at the Oval and at the Utility Bowl, as it's called now.
Yeah, they have been fantastic so far this evening. As in comes Turner again to Van Buren. Short, pulled out. They'll be looking for 2. Not a misfield. Joe Phillips might have brought wickets for Hampshire. I might have brought a bit of luck to Gloucestershire. For 2 misfields and 2 balls.
I was saying he's going to get a Josh Shaw type reputation where he's barred from.
I hope not.
Because you were the man who was dropped on that first ball at Cheltenham. I think it might have been against Hampshire back in 2022.
I don't think I was dropped. I was out twice, just very quickly. In Turner again. It's full in the block hole. It's pushed up to. That's racing away. It's a quick outfield and that's a good bit of fielding. Palmed out to, I believe that's Benny Howe. It's good work from James Fuller there, long on.
Yeah, were you here when Fuller was here?
I was on the academy.
Yeah.
What year did he move over to Middlesex? Was it 2018? 2019?
Might have been even 2017.
Was it before that?
They won the county championship in 2016, and I'm not sure he was part of that side.
In comes Turner, finish off the other. That's short, pulled out. I think that'll just be a single. Goodness, another misfield. But good recovery there from Howe.
That James Vince run out, there's one for the. I think that might go on social media, mightn't it? It might be going viral, that one.
That was a fantastic bit of work.
Yeah.
I was watching the finals day when Hampshire won with playing Langston. Obviously, he had that fantastic run of Luke Wells as well. So
in 2022.
That was 2022. Yes.
Yeah. They've got good pedigree in this competition.
A strong outfit. In comes Turner to finish the over. That's pulled. Is it going to go over Vince? It does, and they come back for 2. Maybe a little bit fortunate there, Taylor, but 2 more. Nice intent. You like to see that in T20. He could easily have cleared the rope.
Yeah.
But a good over there from Turner. I think he was unlucky to go for, I'm not sure how many. It was 9 or 10.
10 off the over, yeah. So Hampshire won the T20 competition 3 times. They won the county championship twice in 1961 and 1973. The first under Colin Ingleby Mackenzie, where there's a stand at the Utility Bowl named after him. And he insisted that his team were in bed before breakfast, which is my type of captain, I think. And he's apparently one of the last people to see Lord Lucan alive. That is, if you believe Lord Lucan is dead. He might still be alive, you never know. He looks a bit like Marshawn Delano, actually. But anyway, Liam Dawson is going to take us away from the pavilion end. That's just pushed into the offside, off the back foot there by Van Buren.
He's bowled very well again this evening, Dawson. He's just changed his pace, lovely control of pace.
He's a wonderful bowler. I think he's a fantastic bowler. I'm really disappointed he didn't go out to the subcontinent with England, and I think he's really real quality. That's on the pads. That's down the leg side, I think, and Matt Taylor thinks about a single, but comes back. Now, Tom, you're probably sick of talking about this because you're a modest guy, you're a modest man. But just over a year ago at Worcester, as Dawson comes in, Taylor goes for the big one. That's going to be 6 runs. Big shot over long on, and Matt Taylor crunches Dawson for a maximum.
Lovely shot from Matt Taylor there, looking to take it to Dawson, and he's cleared Nisa there long on comfortably in the end.
Dawson comes in to Taylor, who deftly runs that down to third, short third, and sets off for a single and nearly runs himself out.
It's a good bit of fielding there.
So that day at Worcester, 100 and a hat-trick on the same day. I'll come on to it after this ball from Dawson, because he gets through his overs quite quickly. Taylor hoiks him into deep mid-wicket, and that's going to go one bounce for 4, and that brings up the Gloucestershire 100. And Matt Taylor is going through his array of shots here. He's moved on to 13. So, I mean, did your life change? I mean, you must have had the press after you, left, right and centre after that. We'll come on to it after this ball from Liam Dawson. Just tosses that one up a little. Taylor pushes it out into the onside. They think about 2, but that's Fuller quickly off that rope. So at the end of the 16th over, it's 102 for 7.
Another good over for Gloucestershire.
Yeah. So that day, I mean, you must have had press all over you. It must have been quite sort of all-consuming.
Yeah, certainly for maybe a few days, up to a week or so. That was a bit different, a bit surreal.
I can imagine. Yeah.
I've never had a microphone put on my face as I'm walking off the field. Really, that was a bit different.
Yeah, I can imagine. It must take quite a lot of getting used to as well, mustn't it? It must sort of be a bit of a change up.
Yeah, it was. As I reminded a little bit, because I was a bit sort of surprised. It's all a bit different, a bit new. But it's just reminded by some of the coaches, players, family. It's just, well, good exposure to have, I think. Fortunately in that position.
Yeah, well, I think you'll be remembered.
In comes Fuller for his 3rd over. And that's bounced. That might be that tennis ball bounce you're talking about there, Dan.
Yeah, I think it's more pronounced as well when the ball's newer at the beginning of the innings, where, some are sticking. I thought Miles Hammond stuck in the wicket a little bit, and some are sort of spooning up a little bit. But
you think with 4 overs left, if Gloucestershire can get up to 140, maybe 150, I mean, you bite your hand off for that.
It's something to defend. Yeah.
In comes Fuller again. Nudged out to points, and there's a single that brings Van Buren back on strike.
So, Tom, you went to Durham as well. You played good cricket up there as well. I mean, it's been a wonderful sort of breeding ground for a number of cricketers over the years. People like Nasser Hussain, etc. And I thought what was wonderful was at Cheltenham last year. We were in a quiz team, and I thought, right, it's going to be great sitting next to a guy with a first from Durham.
I can see where this is going. In comes Fuller again to Van Buren. It's full. Punch down the ground too long on. Is that? I'm not sure who's fielding out there. It's good at the work.
But not only were you good with the proper questions, but I believe you also knew the answer to what colour are Mickey Mouse's shoes as well, I think.
Not sure you remember that right there. I seem to remember I was pretty useless at that quiz. That's very kind of you.
And
in comes Fuller again. Bangs it in short. That's top edge. That's carrying all the way. A little bit of luck for Matt Taylor. It's a bit of bad luck for James Fuller, but Gloucestershire will take it up to 110 in the 17th over.
Yeah. Tom, you bowled at the death here.
Yeah.
I mean, the batter's always second guessing the bowler. The bowler's always second guessing the batter.
Yeah.
I mean, where would you go here next ball? It's just been short. Matt Taylor's got a top edge, which has gone for 6. Where would you go now?
Well, we just saw at the start of the over that slight tennis ball bounce from a good length to back of length. I think trying to make batsmen hit good shots. As in comes Fuller again. He goes full, and that's launched down the ground. That's enormous. As that disappears over the side screen, that's a fantastic strike there for Matt Taylor.
Matt Taylor, he's been down the gym in the winter. That's gone miles.
We said when he came in, he's a more than a capable batter. You know, Gloucester can still look to post a very competitive total with him coming in at number 9.
Yeah.
And he's batting beautifully at the moment. That's a fantastic cricket shot. Consecutive sixes.
Yeah, this could be in a low-scoring game. This could be a game changer this over. If Matt Taylor collars another one, you know, if this over goes for 20, that could be match-defining in a low-scoring contest, couldn't it?
So I think James Fuller's probably looked for his Yorker there and maybe just missed. They're the fine margins in cricket, but I think maybe he was just looking to, maybe wondering if Matt was wondering he was going to go short again after that top edge, trying to fire in the Yorker to blow out the stumps. I wonder if he'll go back to that hard length that's proved difficult to hit. As he comes in again, slower ball, edged and gone.
Yeah,
that's a good comeback.
Yeah, that's a lovely little cameo there from Matt Taylor though. 27 before being caught by Ben McDermott off the bowling of James Fuller. But that really is an innings that might have got Gloucestershire back into this game. What do you think, Tom?
It's always hard to know what would be a par score, but yeah, like you said, a fantastic cameo. Just one of those things. If we had a few more wickets later and he came in a little bit later on, then yeah, you know, it could be looking up to get up to 140, 150. But you know, fantastic, very handy innings there, and a good comeback really from Fuller, who'd just gone the distance back straight. He wouldn't have enjoyed that. So Fuller comes away victorious in that one in the end.
Yeah, 42 they put on though. That's over going for 14. And Chris Wood, who said he'd bowl at the top end and he'd bowl at the back end of the innings, and he's a fantastic T20 cricketer, isn't he?
Into bowl the last two from the pavilion end. Yeah, he's very, very skilled.
Yeah, here he comes. Left arm over the wicket, and that's...
Van Buren gets deep in his crease and pulls it out to long on. I'd imagine he's going to try and take most of the strike here, Van Buren, but again,
Payne's no fool with the bat.
No, I've seen a lot of the six he hit against Kent. It was on Sky Sports. It went a long way back into the flat, so I hope he can, from a Gloucestershire fan's perspective, a couple more of those would be nice.
Yeah, I think if they can get up to 140 here, I think it's, you know, I think that it's competitive. So Wood, Basingstoke lad, left arm over the wicket to Payne, who just works it off his legs just for a single, gets off the mark. 118 for 8. You're listening to Dan Whiting here. No Ian Randall tonight, he's not well, so I've been joined by a number of Gloucestershire cricketers. I'm joined by Tom Price, and it's great to see you, Tom. Fantastic, and
pleasure to be here, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, it's been trying to get you on for ages. There's Wood coming in, and that's drilled by Van Buren out to long on. But Nisa doing the fielding. He's been a good acquisition for Hampshire as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a fantastic cricketer.
Yeah.
He's a stellar record at Glamorgan over the last couple of years. I think Hampshire fans would be delighted to have him on board.
Yeah.
Got a fantastic set of 3 in the power play. Difficult overs and exploited conditions.
Yeah.
Beautifully.
Wood in short, pulled by Payne, only out to
Fuller.
Was that Fuller or Weatherly? Fuller. Yeah. No, I mean, Hampshire have got a very different attack for red ball and white ball cricket, haven't they? You know, you look at Abbott, Abbas, Barker in red ball, and then white ball it's, you know, Wood, Fuller, Howell. Short, Van Buren pulls, only to pick out deep mid-wicket, 121 for 8 now. Gloucestershire getting towards that 140 mark, which Tom Price and I think could possibly be defendable.
It's always hard to know what a par score would be, but you just want to get up to something that's competitive, and I think they just want to, not take too many risks in the next few balls here to just try and keep eking the score up.
Wood approaching the wicket, digs in.
Well dug out.
Yeah, Payne digs out a Yorker. 122 for 8 with 2 overs left in the innings. And so we were speaking to Joe Phillips earlier on, whose parents used to bring him up to the Gloucestershire Academy all the way up from Cornwall. And you also did that journey as well, and I believe your parents were quite pleased when you passed your driving test.
Delighted.
Yeah, I can imagine. And I know your grandmother listens to every game, doesn't she? So
yeah, Granny and Grandpa will be listening in, I believe.
And
something got to love.
Your grandfather's just had a hip operation, I believe, so we're wishing him well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're wishing him well. Anyway, Turner is going to bowl to David Payne here. Gloucestershire can eke out 18-20 runs from these last 2 overs, but they've just got 2 wickets in hand. That is crucial in the context of this game, I think.
In comes Turner, charges in hard, slams length, and that's beautifully bowled.
Bowled in.
Top of the stumps.
Yep, Payne departs. And Gloucestershire now just have 1 wicket left. Payne goes for just 3. And Ajit Singh Dale is the final batter.
I think when you asked me earlier, Dan, about what I'd be looking to do in this period, I think John Turner's just shown exactly that. He's hit that length, made it difficult. It's all about making the batters hit good shots.
If it was a fresh wicket, would that change your aspect on what you're going to do? Do you think it's a used wicket and the ball sticking in the wicket that changes the scenario, perhaps?
I think it's more maybe in a fresher wicket where it comes through more consistently. And it's easier to trust your swing, trust the bounce. Then you might have to think, more about your change-ups, more about second-guessing the batsman, about thinking on your feet. But this, where the wicket's a little bit too paced, some have shot through, some have stayed a little bit lower. I think it's more about trying to hit your hard lengths. As in he comes again, full, down leg side, that'll be a wide.
Well, they're freebies there. James Vince won't be happy with that. There's 2 there because they ran the 1 as well, so he won't be happy with that. 10 runs, 5-10 runs in the in this game could be absolutely crucial, couldn't it?
Absolutely. You're always looking at that extras column to try and keep it to as few as possible, but I think John Turner's in the right to fire in the Yorker there at number 11. I think him, along with the rest of the Hampshire bowlers, have bowled very well, so I can understand him doing that. As in he comes again to Van Buren. As he swings that out, I think that's going to be caught, and it is. Is that Liam Dawson at deep square, and that brings Gloucestershire's innings to an end.
Yep.
125 the target for Hampshire. I think they'll definitely be the more pleased of the 2 sides, but who knows? It's there's shown to be a little bit in this wicket, a little bit too paced. A wicket for the seamers, and with Gloucestershire having 4 out-and-out quicks, along with Bo Webster, who took his maiden first-class 5 for only a couple of weeks ago. There's still lots of reasons to be optimistic as a Gloucester fan, but like I said, I think the Hampshire contingent we're happier with this.
I think so. I think they'll be very happy with that, and I think they've done very well there. They've been well led by James Vince. He always impresses me with his captaincy, and he's been absolutely fantastic. So the long and short of it, Gloucestershire are 124 all out, and John Turner has ended up with 3 for 24 off 3.2 overs. Wood's got a couple. Fuller got 1. Nisa got 2. There was a magnificent run out. So, Tom, you're going to join us in the second half of the show as well? You're going to join us for the second innings?
Yes, hopefully I can be a lucky influence for the Gloss bowlers, and hopefully I come back onto commentary, and we're like to see Gloucestershire 3 or 4 down at the end of the power play.
Yeah, no, you've been absolutely fantastic. That's Tom Price there, who's been absolutely wonderful. So today is all about the ACE programme, and today is ACE Takeover Day, and I'm delighted to be joined by Theo Gordon from the ACE programme. And Theo, for those listening at home who might not know what ACE is, do you want to tell what is the ACE programme?
So ACE stands for African Caribbean Engagement. And what we're trying to do is introduce more African Caribbean kids to the sport of cricket. There has been a shortfall of Caribbean kids or African kids playing the sport, and we're just trying to reignite the passion, the enjoyment for the sport, and give them an easier way to show that it can be fun and they can be a part of cricket.
Yeah, fantastic. And what's your role in the organisation? What's your job? What's your actual title? Yeah.
So I am the ACE Bristol Development Officer.
Okay.
And my job is to basically create an image here for ACE in Bristol or in Gloucestershire per se. I run our schools programme, I run our community hubs, and I also run our academy. Obviously I've got a team of coaches who help me, but I look over all three of what we call pillars of the programme of what we do here.
Yeah.
And then we try and get kids moving on from school to the community, from community into the academy, and from the academy into county age group stuff.
Yeah, I think it's crucial what you're doing. I mean, I came from an area of North London. I grew up in the 80s, went to school in sort of Wood Green, Tottenham borders, where you had the Broadwater Farm riots, and you had the Haringey Cricket College, which is where Mark Lane came through, and Keith Piper at Warwickshire. There was also a guy called DJ Foster who went to Somerset, Darren Foster, and Steve Bastien at Glamorgan. And I think they not only produced some wonderful cricketers, but also the guys who weren't going to make it gave them skills like being a grounds person, for instance. Is that what you're trying to sort of do as well?
Yeah, I think not just creating talented cricketers, but it's like for myself, I started here as a community coach. I'm not the best cricketer in the world, but I've had opportunities here with the county club and the Cricket Foundation to become a coach. I've done some umpiring stuff. I've done a lot in the community. So we're also trying to create a workforce. I think 90% of our staff are African Caribbean, including our founder Ebony Brent Rainford, our director Chevy Green. Is all of us are quite from African Caribbean descent, so we're trying to keep that feel within it. So it's not just about creating talented players, but it's also creating a workforce that could do different roles in the game.
Yeah. What do you think the Afro-Caribbean? Because I mean, in the 80s, growing up in London, Middlesex had the likes of Norman Cowans, Will Slack, Roland Butcher, etc. And what you saw then is, and not only that, but kids growing up in London from the Afro-Caribbean communities, people like Phil De Freitas, Chris Lewis, Mark Lane, would have to go to other counties around the circuit. Why do you think the black guys stopped playing sort of after the 80s? What's the reason behind it? Do you think it's state schools selling off playing fields, or lack of cricket on terrestrial TV, perhaps?
I think it's a mixture of different things, to be honest. I think you could put it down to the success of West Indies as well in the past.
Yeah.
They were really good in the 80s.
Yeah, good point.
There was a passion of the sport, and I think there's always an interest when there's a team doing really well that you can relate to. So I think back then there was a passion for the sport, where I think as you go into maybe the 90s, early 2000s, that kind of, I guess, fell off a little bit. So that excitement is not there as much. But I think we're just trying to create an environment where there's an open opportunity for everyone to get back into the sport through all the opportunities that our county partners do, because we've got Gloucestershire here, Surrey, we've got Yorkshire, we've got Nottingham, we've got Warwickshire, and we've also got Lancashire. And Middlesex became the newest county that we've got, and we've just interviewed in Essex as well. So the programme is getting bigger. Everyone forgets we've only been about 2.5 years, coming to 3 years, but we've done a lot in that time, and there's so much more we could do, but we're just taking it in stages and trying to get the ACE name out there in many different cities.
Yeah, no, I think it's fantastic what you do. And Ebony Rainford Brent's involved as well, I believe.
Yep, the first lady of the programme, that's what we call her. She's been very inspirational for everyone. I think it's quite cool to have a boss like Ebony, to be honest.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I know, she makes it so easy, so fun, and she just wants us to be our best selves. She wants us to go out there and find the talent, create the talent, and believe when I say it, when she comes to a session, she's so happy. She's happy to see the talent that we found, and she's really in tune to what we're doing, and her passion for what we're doing makes us want to go out and represent the programme a lot more.
Yeah, and what's the plan going forward? Are there more hubs, or do you want to get one in every 18 counties? Is that the plan?
I can't remember who said it, but someone said it best. Every city should have an ACE programme.
and I think that's what we're maybe trying to create. We're trying to create a pathway in the sport. We're trying to create work first. We're trying to create talented players. Like I said, we're in 7 cities at the moment, and the hope is to grow that a lot more. The ECB has given us some funding now for the next 3 years, which is massive for the programme. So it means I've got a job for the next 3 years here as well. And then hopefully we can make some impact in different cities, and like I said, not just create talented players, but create a workforce within the game.
Yeah, well, I think it's fantastic what you're doing. I think that, if you take advantage of the diversity of the UK and what's here, and people who've maybe turned their back on on the game of cricket, I think it will only help England going forward in sort of 20 years, because the bigger the pool, you get at the beginning of sort of at junior level, I think will only help us.
And I think one of the things we say in ACE is that you can't beat what you can't see. So I think having that representation at the top level is really important for the kids to relate to. And not just that, but I think I had a picture the other day with Yorkshire and Gloucester when they were playing here in Marker Lane, and the Yorkshire head coach, and it was like actually historical to realise there's 2 black head coaches of first class counties. Like that's I'm alive to see that.
Otis Gibson.
I'm alive to see that and actually get a picture with them both. And I think that for me is really iconic, and I think that would be a memorable moment for me personally, because I live to see the 2 first black head coaches in the sport.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful. And David Lawrence is a big figure here as well. The president here. So I think it's great what we're doing here at Gloucestershire, and I think it's fantastic. Theo, my last question to you. It's got nothing at all to do with the ACE programme. Have Gloucestershire got enough runs on the board here?
I want to say yes. I want to say they'll come out and bowl really well. I want to say they field really well. I think we've got a very, very good bowling lineup, and I think once we apply ourselves and have a clear plan on how they want to execute the next innings, I think we could try and defend as best as we can.
There you go, Theo Gordon from the ACE programme, fantastic guest, and he thinks Gloucestershire might have enough runs on the board. You never know. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back and let's see if Theo's right. We'll find out soon. Welcome back to the second innings, and my name's Dan Whiting. There's no Ian Randall tonight. The news here at Bristol, if you're just joining us, is that Gloucestershire have been bowled all out for 124, and I'm delighted I've been joined tonight by three of the players who aren't participating tonight, and take us through the first 6 overs with me is Joe Phillips. Joe, welcome back.
How you doing?
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Do you think Gloucestershire have got enough runs here?
I think we probably wouldn't have taken 120 at the start of the innings.
No.
But considering the position that we found ourselves in with 5 or 6 overs to go, I think we recovered pretty well. Matt Taylor played a great hand there.
Yeah.
Hitting a couple 6 at the back end, which has put us in a position where we could compete here, especially with our bowling attack. And we spoke about it being a slightly tricky wicket maybe to get going. Yeah, we're definitely in with a chance here, so it'll be exciting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, Ben McDermott's going to take the first ball from David Payne. David Payne starts off the game like he did against Essex, where he removed Dean Elgar's second ball, and then the dangerous Michael Pepper, who got 100 on Sunday, I think, didn't he? Anyway, here is Payne. He's going to be bowling to McDermott, looking to take advantage of this wicket as McDermott plays him out to mid-off. DeLunger doing the fielding, and Hampshire are off the mark.
It's a good proactive start from McDermott. That
is that what you're looking for, first ball, just to get off the mark?
Yeah, I think that you could tell straight away his intent there. He's taken a stride out and taken a nice single to mid-off there.
If Payne would have noted that, though, it would have gone in the memory bank, wouldn't it? I think.
Yeah, we're trying to pick up little things here and there about what he's looking to do, what his approach is going to be.
Yeah, Gloucestershire are going to win this game. Here's a man they want out early doors, James Vince, who drives that out and cloths it a little bit. Only dribbles out to Jack Taylor, extra cover. So we were speaking about this wicket. We thought that there was the ball was sticking in it a little bit and sort of fizzing through a little bit, and it became harder and harder to score as the innings went on, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Here's Payne. That's close, that's got to be close. Big appeal, not out. Ooh, that would have set the cat amongst the pigeons. If Payne can strike early, you know, the seed of doubt can go into a dressing room, can't it? Oh, that was close. Maybe angling down the leg side a little
sliding,
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, big wicket, Vince, so if you can get him early on from a Gloucestershire point of view, it'd be important.
Here's Payne. Vince just turns that one off his legs. Out to deep square. Is that Miles Hammond out there?
That is, yeah.
Is it Hammond?
Yes, it is. That's one. Bit of swing from Payne, I think, early on.
You a fan of the new kits, Joe? You like
the new kit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah. Do you wear it down the Gloucester Road on a Friday night? David Payne comes in. Oh, he's bowled him! McDermott goes offside, trying to ramp him, and Payne makes his leg stump go cartwheeling, and that is just the start that Gloucestershire needed. McDermott goes for a single.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Early wickets are key. He's gone for the scoop, off stump, out the ground.
Yeah, that is one of the dangers, isn't it? And again, he's trying to get under that and ramp it over the short, fine leg, hasn't he? And, you know, David Payne just bolts wicket to wicket, and, you know, as a T20 protagonist, he's one of the best in the business, isn't he? I mean, that's why he's got the gig in the Big Bash League, isn't
100%. Swings the ball with the new ball early, takes wickets in the power play, which is massive.
When you're... here's Nick Gubbins, also a very good player. Signed for Middlesex a couple of years ago. Part of their championship winning squad in 2016. That was his breakthrough season, really.
Yeah.
And Gubbins is a class act. Here's Payne. Into the wicket. Is that that flashes past Gubbins' outside edge, perilously close, and that is just the start that Gloucestershire wanted.
Great start.
2 for 1. And McDermott back in the hutch, who's a dangerous customer, isn't he, McDermott?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great start.
So, Joe, when you're netting and you're into sort of white ball season as we are now, do you face the likes of Payne with a new sort of ball in the hand?
Yeah, definitely try and make training as sort of realistic as it's
match
likeness.
So
if he's obviously going to be bowling with the new ball more times than not, and hopefully I'll be batting against the new ball more times than not. So sort of those matchups are key, and making training as specific as we can is vital.
And you enjoy opening as well. I mean, you love opening, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
especially in T20s. It's the best place to bat, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Here's Matt Taylor in to Vince. Just gets past Bancroft at mid-wicket. DeLange cleans up at mid-on. They'll take a single.
Good work from the big man there, Marshall DeLange. So, I mean, I always, you've obviously played a far higher standard than I have, Joe, but I always liked owning the batting because there's nothing worse than just sitting there with your pads on while someone else piles on all the runs, is there?
That's the thing, yeah. I've only really opened the last 2 years, but I love it now and wouldn't be anywhere else. Here's Matt Taylor in again. Not connected with by Gubbins, and it's to Jack Taylor, extra cover for no run.
It does seem a wicket that might be quite hard to score on. Big drives are just going nowhere, aren't they?
Yeah, which, obviously we saw that through the first innings, and it may be difficult for some players who like to play their shots early on a wicket like this.
Yeah.
Which could work in our favour, but we'll see. Matt Taylor in for the third ball of the second over here. Gubbins deep in his crease there, knocked it out to Marshall DeLange at mid-off, and they'll come through for 1.
You're listening to Dan Whiting. I'm here with Joe Phillips, one of a host of fine young cricketers coming through the Gloucestershire system here. There's Ahmed Syed's another one. Archie Bailey, son of the racehorse trainer Kim Bailey. Does he give you any racing tips at all? Is he,
no.
Not at all?
No, not had much.
He's quite sharp though, isn't he?
Archie?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one who's horrible to face in the nets. Here's Matt Taylor into Vince. Nice looking shot out to mid-off, but for no run.
He's a pretty player, James Vince, isn't he? He's pleasing on the eye.
He's a lovely player.
Yeah, he's got a lovely cover drive on him.
Yeah.
And he's a really, when he's in full flow.
Yeah.
They've got some good youngsters at Hampshire, though. Toby Albert. Tom Prest is another one who's impressed me as well.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun.
Here's Matt Taylor to Vince. Short and pulled away nicely from Vince. He's put that away to full effect. It's 4 runs past short fine leg.
Yeah, pulled there by James Vince. Just helps it on its way around the corner.
Yeah.
And he's showing his experience here. James Vince is adored down in Hampshire. 13 tests he played for England in total. Top score, or 19 ODIs, top score of 102 versus Pakistan in 2021.
Here's Matt Taylor.
Oh, that's a glorious shot there from Vince, straight down the ground. That's lovely. It was in the air for a while though. I don't know how far away from Matt Taylor that was. There's boundary by Croft, and we are also at the moment in the Cedar Holmes power play here at the Seat Unique Stadium in Bristol. Have you faced Marshall in the nets as well? You must have done. That must be quite an interesting.
Yeah, he does hit the bat. Hits the bat hard and gets you before you're expecting it, so it's always a good challenge. Not faced him in white ball actually, I don't think, just with the red ball. So
who's the quickest you faced in your career? So Lockie Ferguson was quite sharp from New Zealand.
Ferguson would be up there.
Yeah.
Faced Josh Tongue a couple of years ago in a second team game, and at the time that was definitely the quickest I'd faced. Yeah, he's up there. Probably Tongue and Lockie Ferguson would be the 2, I'd say.
Here's David Payne, 12 for 1 after 2 overs. Can Gloucestershire winkle out another one? Here's Payne. Gubbins whips him into the onside. Bo Webster, the boundary rider out there. It's Gloucestershire can nip out another one here. You never know.
Early wickets will be key if we can pick up a couple more.
Yeah, well, Gloucestershire had only lost 2 up until the 8th over, or the 9th over, and then they lost 3 in 3 overs. And then it's the 13th, which went for 3 runs, and they lost another couple. Here's Payne to Vince. Gone! Vince has gone! Payne has struck, and the Shire are on fire. 13 for 2.
That's a big wicket of James Vince. Payne getting another one. It's just nipped back there.
Inside edge.
Inside edge, yeah.
Yeah. Bracey loves it, doesn't he?
Loves it. Rightly so. That's a massive wicket.
That's a huge wicket. Yeah, you're right, Joe. Yeah, Vince departs for 10. And David Payne has struck.
It's well bowled.
Again.
Weatherly in at 4 for Hampshire.
Joe Weatherly, top scorer in the game against Kent last weekend, got 49, and he's come through the Hampshire age group. Winchester lad, made his debut against Gloucestershire actually, went on loan at Canterbury back in April, all the way back in April 2017, and he's had a couple of gigs in the 100 as well in the with the Southern Brave. Strikes at 132, which is pretty reasonable. You'd be quite pleased with that, wouldn't you, Jim?
Yeah, that's solid. That.
Yeah. But in first-class cricket, it's amazing, isn't it? Because Albert's the same sort of player as well. They've got sort of a Jekyll and Hyde personality with red ball and white ball cricket.
Yeah.
I mean, Albert made a really slow 100 the other week against Surrey, but I mean, he did a huge job for his side. You know, it was a really good innings, but
it's key to be able to do both, I think.
Yeah,
different skill sets.
Yeah. Payne into Weatherly, drives handsomely, but can only pick out Van Buren at point. 13 for 2. So we saw you last year at Cheltenham, and we thought you were very fluent through the offside. Is that your strength? Would you say you like a bit of width?
Yeah, I think so.
Doesn't everyone?
Well, yeah, very true. Luckily that day a few of those cuts came off.
Payne into the wicket.
Oh, well bowled.
Oh, that's pitched up. Good Yorker. Oh, he's given Nigel Long, has stretched his arms out and given it wide. I thought Gloucestershire's discipline last week in the game against Essex, they gave away just 3 extras, Joe, and I thought, that's a bit harsh, I think. Maybe borderline.
I said well bowled initially. I thought he nailed his wide Yorker, but fortunately not.
Here he comes to Weatherly. Weatherly drives, can only pick out DeLunger at mid-off. No run. David Payne joining up the dots here. 2 for 4 from his 10 balls. He's bowled so far and shows what a class performer he is, especially with a white ball in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Have you played at the Utility Bowl?
I haven't.
No,
never played there.
It's a fine cricket ground.
It is lovely.
Driven, that's a misfield there by Van Buren. It's only going to cost 1 though, as Webster cleans up behind him, and that completes. No, it doesn't complete the over. Again, I've gone too early, Joe. I've gone too early.
The music's gone too early as well.
We need Joe Phillips DJing out there. Yeah. DJ Joe and MC Dancing Dan here at the Seat Unique. Payne, last ball of the over. Oh, that's kept a little low. He's going to get 4 runs, Gubbins, but moral victory there for David Payne. That's a thick inside edge.
And it's like a nice ball as well.
Let's have a look at this again on the replay. Have a look at it back at home. Oh, Gubbins just about evaded chopping that one on.
Yeah.
So 19 for 2 at the end of the third. Gloucestershire were 19 for 2 at the end of the fourth. At the end of the third, they were 15 for 1. So pretty much even Stevens.
Yeah, I think we'll probably be happy with this start. I think getting 2 wickets is massive, I think, this early, especially 2 big scalps as well, McDermott and Vince. So we'll be happy with this start. Ajit Singh Dale's coming into attack now.
Yeah, bowled very well in the, was it penultimate over?
Yes, penultimate at
Sussex.
Sussex. Just inject a bit of pace into the attack here. He's in to Weatherly. It's back defending to Jack Taylor for no run.
I would say, I mean, you're an opening batter, you know about pace in the attack. Gloucestershire have got to be up there as having one of the quickest attacks in the country, haven't they?
Yeah,
with Marshall
definitely.
and Ajit and
100%. And there's a man actor as well, has been bowling
he's
some
quick.
quick balls. And then we spoke about Archie Bailey as well. He's not nice to face in the nets at all from a pace perspective. So yeah, no, we're very lucky in that sense. We've got those options. Here's Ajit Singh Dale into Weatherly again. Gets a bit straight this time. Plays out to deep square. They're going to push for 2. Webster's gone bowler's end, and they're going to get through for 2 safely.
Yeah, Webster, one of a couple of Australians recruited over here to Bristol. Fine bit of recruitment. 2 of the leading run scorers in the Sheffield Shield, weren't they? Cameron Bancroft and Bo Webster. Have you been out to Australia to play?
I haven't. I'd love to.
Yeah.
Potentially when I finish university, get myself out there, because it's like a good time. Here's Ajit Singh Dale to Weatherly again. He's gone straight again, out to deep square. They're going to push for 2 again. Webster's round quicker. It's just going to be 1.
That's good from Webster. Gets it out of his hand quickly. Really good from Webster. Yeah, don't worry about your accountancy, Joe. Don't, just play cricket. You can always flip burgers for the rest of your life.
Yeah, true.
Not there's anything wrong with flipping burgers, of course, but here we go, 22 for 2. Gubbins on 6, Weatherly's on 4.
Here's Ajit Singh Dale into Gubbins.
Oh, Gubbins has got away with that.
Got an upper edge on that over the man at short thirds, Ben Charlesworth there.
Thick outside edge. He wasn't in control of that shot at all. And it just goes over the top of Charlesworth.
He's given himself quite a bit of room there, Gubbins, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Trying to open up that offside.
He's a very strong cutter of the ball, Gubbins. He's another one who likes width, but also if he strays too far the other way, he'll just work you off his legs all the time.
Ajit Singh Dale goes short this time. And I'm not sure he's got much of that. Might have come off the glove or the handle of the bat. It goes past Matt Taylor at short fine leg for 4 again.
Ajit's just done a little bit for pace there, I think.
Yeah, he's not got much of that at all, but he'll get 4 consecutive boundaries for Gubbins.
Yeah. Gloucestershire could do with striking again, though. Only defending 124 here in Bristol.
Here's Ajit Singh Dale in again. Gone for a big shot, Gubbins. Andrews up to field it. No run, good finish to the over. It's 30 for 2 after 4 here.
Yep. Ajit giving Gubbins the hurry up a little bit a couple of times there. We talked about pace.
Payne's going to bowl his 3rd set here.
Yeah. And do you think Marshall's quicker than Ajit, or is there different types of pace, aren't they? Marshall bangs it into the pitch, whereas Ajit is sort of skiddier, isn't he?
I'd say that's a good way of describing it. Different types of pace, definitely. I'd say Ajit's probably maybe slightly quicker through the air now, but Marshall's just got that ability, like I said, to hit your bat before you're sort of expecting it.
Here's David Payne looking to strike, get his 3rd wicket. Weatherly drives handsomely. Actually doesn't get as much of it as I thought he did there. I thought he was coming down here for 4 runs, and Marsh and DeLunger just runs around, and Weatherly there just giving Gubbins a sign, and that might be sneaking a little low, perhaps.
Essentially.
So 90, what's that, 92 needed, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Payne. Gubbins looking to ramp that, scoop it up. And you notice Charlesworth there at short third was on his bike towards the boundary there straight away. You could see Gubbins preempting, and Charlesworth has gone back there, running back. Good thinking there from Charlesworth. Payne to Gubbins. Oh, that's got to be close. It is. Gubbins goes. Payne spears in a Yorker. And Hampshire are 31 for 3. It's game on, Joe Phillips.
It is indeed. Third wicket for Payne. Gubbins is gone.
Yep, Gubbins departs for 14. And Vince and Gubbins have the ability to take a game away from you very quickly, don't they? And they're both now back in the hutch. So
it's a great decision to keep Payne on for his third over. It's always a tough one, I think.
Yeah, I thought Jack skippered it very well here.
Yeah,
that is out. It's speared in. It's hit him on the toe, right in front of the middle, going on to hit middle and leg. And here comes to the crease Toby Albert, young lad from Basingstoke. Scored some runs for them at wonderfully named Mays Bounty. I don't think Hampshire are playing there anymore. I think they're playing on the Isle of Wight a little bit. But here he is.
I always think it's a tough decision that Payne's obviously bowled 2 brilliant overs, and you want to save him 2 for the middle or the end, but to keep him on there has obviously paid off. Here's Payne in now to Albert.
Oh, it's got to be close.
Oh, run him out.
It's got to be close. There's a run out here. Oh, Albert was struggling. And he scrambles through for...
It's going to be runs, I think.
He's got runs. That's why it's not been given out. LEW.
Inside edge.
Yeah, because that was probably out if that hadn't got a little tickle on the inside there. But Albert, as I said earlier, got a maiden 100 against Surrey the other week. He only came into the side at the last minute because Ali Orr had ricked his back.
Is this his first blast game, Toby Albert?
No, he's played. I think he played here last year as well.
Oh, okay.
Here's Payne approaching the wicket.
Slower ball. Hit out to mid-off to DeLanger for no run.
See, that's the beauty of having a professional here. Ian Randall wouldn't have picked that slower ball. No, he would have done. He's good like that, actually. But, yeah, another wicket now, and the cat is properly amongst the Hampshire pigeons. Here's Payne looking to strike again, and Weatherly just plays it back to him. And David Payne is 3 for 11 off 3 in the power play. How priceless is that?
That is key. Yeah. So we spoke about wickets early. Wickets in the power play are huge.
Yeah.
Payne's obviously first few games has done that brilliantly, which always gets us in a good position early doors in our bowling innings.
Yeah.
Change of bowling here. Marshall DeLanger's coming in.
Yeah, the game here last year was Hampshire batted first. They batted for their full 20 and only got 158 for 7. And I think it rained at the break, and Gloucestershire was just left 9 overs.
Here's Marshall DeLanger. Hits the deck hard, back of the leg.
Ooh.
Defend out to point to Miles Hammond. Tapped it quick and just missed the stumps. I think he was in anyway. So they pick up a single to start the over. Yeah,
and Gloucestershire were given a target, a rain-reduced target under the DLS of 85, and they lost Grant Rolifson early on, and Miles Hammond also went. But then Ben Wells with 43, and if you're listening into this, Wellsy, we hope you're well, mate. And
I think he is listening. Here's Marshall DeLanger into Weatherly. It's a good shot.
Oh, flicked from Weatherly through mid-wicket for 4 runs. That is a good shot. And then Ben Charlesworth got 29, and Gloucestershire won by 8 wickets quite comfortably, actually. So Yeah.
And I remember that was a great partnership between those two.
So Wellesley will be listening in. Will he be critiquing your commentary?
I think so, yeah. I think he's dropped me a message already, just sending me to get a bit more enthusiasm going. So I'll try to bring that into this last over. Here's DeLange. He's gone short. That's a great shot.
One bounce for 4. Crashes into the advertising boards right below us. And Weatherly picked that one. He knew it was coming. And you can see he's the man in form. You can see he got runs last week. And he looks in good touch here, Joe Weatherly.
Yeah, that's really well played. Picked his gap nicely and put it away effectively.
Yeah.
Another wicket here from Gloucestershire point of view. Here's Marchant DeLange into Weatherly again. It's well bowled.
DeLange looking to throw that one back. But Marchant went for, I think he went for 20 off and over last week. And then Jack Taylor, I thought was a really good bit of captaincy. He brought him back. Gave him an over out and then brought him back. And he went and picked up the wickets.
Here's Marchant in again to Weatherly. Back of a length again. Defended out to mid-wicket for no runs. A good couple of balls strung together from DeLange here. Can we build a bit of pressure going in to the 7th over?
Yeah, 1 ball left in the power play. Hampshire are 41 for 3. At this stage, Gloucestershire were 40 for 2.
Interesting stat, that.
Yeah.
Marchant in, he goes fuller this time to Weatherly, knocks it out to long, mid-on even. Matt Taylor hits, but I think he's comfortably within his grounds. So a single taken to finish the over and to finish the power play.
So 42 for 3. Joe, thank you so much for your time tonight. I think you've been absolutely fantastic. There's Joe Phillips, everyone, who's been absolutely wonderful, and he'll be after my job pretty soon. And next to the microphone is a man who's just got himself a rather nice smelling cup of coffee, and I'm extremely jealous. Tom Price.
Can't have a bit there.
Oh, I'm all right, thank you. I'm good. Tom, good to have you back.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
I asked for 3 or 4 wickets.
Well, you're the man with the golden voice here. So, you managed to sort of see Matt Taylor through, who's coming back into the attack.
Imagine if I'd done the power play.
Oh.
Joe Phillips, the unlucky commentator, and it's 3 for. In comes Matt Taylor, returning to the attack. Oh, that's well timed there from Weatherly. Good bit of work from Hammond, but they come back for 2.
Yeah,
a lovely bit of timing.
Weatherly picking the gaps nicely as well.
He hit that one aerially past mid-wicket. Could easily have gone to hand, but he has come in and he's just looked very assured, I think. He's done it nicely.
Yeah, he's a decent player. I think he had a finger injury a couple of weeks ago.
In comes Taylor again. Bowls full, driven. And a good bit of work from the skipper there, extra cover, diving away to his left. Dot ball, helping out his brother.
Yeah, I'm sure his parents, Kevin and Ange over there.
Little Mabel, the dog.
Yeah. Who interestingly isn't in our outside effects mic at the moment, which is quite pleasing. I had to sit through her barking through James Bracey's 200 here against Somerset.
Here comes that slow ball, edge down to the short boundary. That's a great bit of work from Ajit Singh Dale down there to save 3 runs, diving away to his left. Gloucester's going to need more bits of fielding like that. Moment of magic somewhere.
Yeah.
But what a start, though. Those first 6 overs.
Yeah, David Payne, what a wonderful white ball bowler he is. Fantastic. And Vince and Gubbins back in the hutch as well, who are both dangerous customers.
In comes Taylor again, round the wicket to Albert. Slow ball, defended out to point, scampers through for 1.
Yeah, just shy of the stumps there from Webster, backed up by Marchant DeLange. No, the dog is lovely, actually. It's a really friendly dog, isn't it? But, I mean, you guys are sort of like a family here. I mean, a lot of you, the guys are friends on and off the pitch, aren't they, at Gloucestershire?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's a very tight-knit squad. As in comes Taylor again. Around the wicket, clips straight to Charlesworth. Ben Charlesworth, that is, at mid-wicket.
Yeah.
No run.
Who do you tend to room with when you go away? Do you have to share rooms? Or
Oh, yeah. I've had a few different roommates. I've been in with Dom Goodman, who's obviously coming on commentary next. Perfectly pleasant roommate.
Yeah, he's decent.
Very, very tidy, very organised.
Okay.
In comes Taylor again. Defended. They push mid-wicket back, so there's one to Charlesworth to finish the over. I do a lot of rooming with Ajit Singh Dale. He's a great roommate as well. We talk a lot about bowling and plans, and so I enjoy rooming with him. He doesn't like to wake up too early like me, so it works nice.
You like that? Yeah.
I wouldn't want to room with someone who's up at 6:30, you know.
Can I ask who's the worst roommate?
Am I allowed to say?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't think I've roomed with anybody too bad.
Have you not?
Honestly, I think everyone's. Yeah, there you go. That's the family feel you're talking about.
There you go.
Yeah, no one being lobbed under the bus.
There you go.
I've never roomed my brother, but it would definitely be him.
Well, here we go. 47 for 3, and Ajit Singh Dale is back into the attack.
Slow ball that's a great bit of fielding there from Big Bo Webster at mid-wicket.
Gloucestershire at this stage were 52 for 2, and I know Dominic Goodman's mother is listening in, and Ajit in. Oh, that's nearly bowled Weatherly. Just a little bit of extra pace there.
That's good pace, that.
Yeah. So I think it came up on Twitter a while ago about, who would be your ideal dinner guests. And I had you and Ollie and Dominic Goodman in there because I think you're such polite lads. I think you'd probably clear the table.
Are we serving? Yeah, that's it, yeah. We're getting the...
As Ajit Singh Dale comes in, bouncer, pulled. Oh, that's fantastic by Cameron Bancroft. Diving there, keeps them down to 1.
That's a fantastic bit of fielding.
Yeah.
Full stretch dive, away to his left. And the relay throw in. Coach will be happy with that.
In fact, I ended up doing my own 11 of the politest cricketers that I've interviewed, and all 3 of tonight's co-commentators make that 11. Wow. Yeah, so Ajit comes in. Oh, that's a good shot there by Albert. Just waits for it and cuts it back with a point. And despite the dive of Miles Hammond, that goes away, and that's 50 up for Hampshire, 52 for 3. Yeah, so I also had Finn Hudson-Prentice at Sussex. He makes that side. I think he's quite a polite lad. Rishi Patel, he's quite a polite lad as well. He makes my polite 11. Tom Abel at Somerset's a polite lad.
Where am I batting? Not to make it about.
Well,
I just want to.
I've got you as a sort of as an opener. Yeah, you're opening.
Wow.
Yeah, you're opening.
Why do I sound surprised? I need to come on.
Ollie's in there as well. Ajit in,
well
good
bowled.
Yorker.
Where's Old batting?
Ollie's batting at 3. I mean,
nice.
He's not necessarily in batting order because Ethan Bamber is in number 4. Who's Ethan Bamber's.
Don't play down his batting.
No. Yeah.
I think he must be captain.
He is the politest man.
Surely.
Yeah, he came here on loan actually, didn't he?
He did.
Back. Yeah.
He took my place. I was in the squad with him, and he took my place as the 3rd or 4th seamer. In terms of Aj.
Albert just.
It's well bowled, well played. Good. It's good cricket in general. That.
Yeah.
Good length, good line, well played. Single to end the over. Yeah, he took my place, but I think I was 90. I think it was Cheltenham College.
Yeah.
Against Leicestershire. You just inside. I wish I was playing, but then he's so nice.
He's such a nice lad.
He's sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. And honestly, he's a fantastic bowler, a lovely lad. So.
Here's a man who could be key here in the context of this game. At the end of the 8th over, Hampshire 53 for 3. Gloucestershire was 60 for 2, but remember they didn't use up all their overs. But Bo Webster could be crucial here because he just bowls wicket to wicket and he's very hard to get away. And I think he could be key here, Tom.
Yeah, he's got very good control, hard with that extra bounce to get away and keep those three of, in comes Webster now. Slow into crease, there you go, nicked straight away. That's what you're talking about, Dan, that control, difficult to get away, and that's the carrying on from the 4-day form that you had when you bowled here last time out.
Yeah.
Nicked through what would have been first slip, probably wouldn't have carried, but you know, on the money from the start.
Yeah, it was at this stage of the innings as well that Gloucestershire had a little mini collapse in the next sort of two overs. They lost 3 wickets, so we'll see.
Here comes Webster again to Albert. Fuller. It's a nice swing, but a good bit of work there from Matt Taylor at mid-off. Yeah, it was a little collapse. It was all, just thinking back, triggered by some excellent catches. Firstly, Benny Howell out at deep square, deep mid-wicket.
Yeah.
Fantastic run out from James Vince.
Yeah.
Just those key moments. In comes Bo Webster. And that's well bowled. Defender, that must have been close to the stumps.
Yeah, it must have been, because I think Bracey's picked that one up just outside off stump.
Has that bounced over the stumps?
He bowls a heavy ball, doesn't he?
Oh, it has?
Oh, it has, yeah. Yeah, you listen to me, Dan Whiting, on with Tom Price here as Hampshire are 57 for 3, chasing down Gloucestershire's 124.
In comes Bo. And just tucked off his hip out to backward square. Look for 2. That's a good bit of work from Miles Hammond there. In quickly.
Tom, you're generally a boundary rider in T20 cricket. You know, the trick is to get the ball out of your hand quite quickly, isn't it? Get to the ball quickly, but also get it out of your hand quite quickly, isn't it? And sort of plant that seed of doubt that, you know, the ball's coming in a lot quicker than it possibly is.
A great bit of advice I once had is trying to get the ball in the air quickly, because then that puts a bit of doubt in the batsman's mind. In comes Webster again, clips, and that's for 4.
Shot. That's a good shot.
He's hit that mid-wicket, wide mid-on gap very nicely so far this innings, Joe Wedley, and he's putting Hampshire in a strong position here. They're going to want him to just keep going as he is.
Yeah, Gloucestershire could do with seeing the back of Weatherly. That probably wasn't a million miles away from Miles Hammond there at short mid-wicket, or standard mid-wicket actually, but it flew past him.
In comes Webster. Can he make something happen? A little shuffle down the crease from Weatherly. Oh!
So it's Charlesworth there at mid-wicket, not Miles Hammond.
Well judged single in the end to end the over. Yeah, no, boundary riding.
Yeah.
About attacking the ball and trying to get the ball in the air as quickly as possible. Obviously, it's about trying to read the angles, try and watch the batsman, try and predict where he's going to come, because you're trying to protect that too. Obviously, you're trying to save the boundaries, but at the same time, you're trying to stop those twos, because if you can keep down to ones, dots, that's where you can start to build some pressure. Yeah.
And Bristol is a ground about angles, isn't it? I mean, especially down to the left-hand side of the flats, down in front of the Jack Russell stand over there, where Ian Randall calls Klinger's Corner. It can run away down there. It's a good target for short boundary. Here's Marshawn DeLunger coming in from the Ashley Down Road end. Full, and he's hit that into the... Oh, he's been given! Oh, he's been given down the leg side, and Weatherly has gone, and he doesn't look overly happy about it here. What has happened? It's gone into the ground. He's hit it into the ground.
It's LBW.
Oh, it's LBW.
He's went across his crease and looked to sweep. He likes that shot, Joe Weatherly, and it's just flicked his pad, but he's gone a long way over. I think that depends which fan you are there.
Yeah, it's.
What's the big signal here? No, it says LBW on the scoreboard.
It says LBW on the scoreboard, does it? It must be LBW then. It must be LBW. Let's have a look at it again. I thought there was some bats involved here, but I thought that's maybe off his glove, perhaps. But either way, it's the umpire's decision that's final. and Martian DeLunger strikes, and that is a crucial wicket for Gloucestershire, because that is the end of Joe Weatherly, who was looking rather dangerous. And talking of dangerous, this man can strike a long ball, can't he, Tom?
Yeah, he can hit it a long way.
James Fuller, the new batter at the crease.
I've heard, when he was at Gloucester, I've heard stories about him hitting it over the flats, or certainly into the top of the flats. He can hit it a long way, so Gloucester wants to see the back of him.
Well, I hope he doesn't tonight, because my car's parked behind those flats. Here's DeLunger in to Fuller. Ooh, whips that one off his legs, picks out Bancroft at deep backward square and gets off the mark. First ball with a single. Yeah, it's a long way back to London tonight with a hole in my windscreen. Tom Abel nearly put one through my car. We had a sports car here the other week, didn't we? And
would that have put him out the polite 11?
It would have put him completely out the polite 11, yeah. DeLunger in. And that's just run off the face there by Albert. Just picks up a 1. Down to Graham Van Buren at third. 65 for 4. Albert on 14. Fuller on 1. Yeah, it would have definitely put him out of the polite 11. I did ask him the next day if he had shares in a certain windscreen company. Well, I mean, I won't say the name of it. Well, I'm not working for the BBC, so I could do, but I won't. And he just laughed at that one. But it was perilously close. Here's Martian DeLunger, slower ball. Picked by Fuller, but only drilled out to mid-off.
Obviously, they're not going to want Gloucestershire and Jack Taylor, they're not going to want Martin to go for any runs here, but it's all about, at the same time, they're bringing him on to get a wicket.
Yeah.
And he did that with Joe Weather. It's a big wicket.
Yeah.
So if he can get another one, that'd be massive for Gloucestershire. To put a little bit of pressure on that lower middle order.
Here's DeLunger in. Can he strike again? Oh, that's given Fuller the hurry up. And he just about fends that one off into behind square on the leg side, and they come through for a single.
It's well bowled, it's well played really, just only in second ball. Oh, third ball, another single. Good bit of bowling. Into that rib cage, just knocked down the fine leg for 1. Hampshire are happy with that. In comes DeLunger, charges in, slams the middle of the wicket. That's
the umpire's given it from square leg as a no ball, overhead height, which I think might be a tad harsh. But hey, the umpire gives it. Martian DeLunger is not overly happy about it. And that goes through to James Bracey, and that's going to be another one on to the Hampshire total. 68 for 4. 1 ball left, and then we're at the halfway stage of this innings. And Gloucestershire are fighting for their lives here.
Wasp predictor at 91% for Hampshire, with another wicket. Swing that down. It's well bowled, well played.
Yeah, just Albert just getting on the front foot and defending, and that's halfway through the Hampshire innings. 68 for 4 at this stage. Gloucestershire was 65 for 4.
Who would you like to see bowl? Here comes Matt Taylor. I think that's a good.
Yeah, I think Gloucestershire need wickets, and Matt Taylor took 4 last week against Essex and took like 3 of those with the old ball as well, didn't he? In the Essex game, I think he came back on and picked up. What did Matt Taylor pick up last week? He picked up 4 for 22 or 4.
And he comes from around the wicket, full. Good hand there from Jack Taylor, extra cover. Just be a single. Fielded by Webster at mid-off.
But I don't know. I mean, yeah, Matt Taylor picking. You know, he's a wicket taker, but Bo Webster can squeeze it as well, can't he? So Gloucestershire have options still. We haven't seen any spin yet. We haven't seen, you know, Graham Van Buren come in, and Dawson bowl well for Hampshire.
Here comes Matt Taylor again from around the wicket. It's a good length. It's cut down to third man. That's going to be 4. A little bit of width.
Yeah, that
well
goes
played from Fuller.
That goes down to Ian Randall's Klinger corner.
I know that's Albert there.
Yeah, it's
well
Albert. He's very strong back of the square. Very strong back of the square.
His confidence must be very high just off the back of that maiden first-class 100.
Yeah.
Very strong Surrey outfit.
Yeah, I thought he left the ball really well outside off stump.
Here comes Taylor again. There's another one down to third man, this time just for a single. A little bit of extra bounce there maybe.
Yeah, they've got some good youngsters at Hampshire. We spoke about him. We spoke about Tom Prest earlier. Fletcher Middleton's a good player as well. Son of Tony Middleton, who's the Hampshire batting coach who played for the county. Had a wonderful season. I think in 1992 scored about 1,700 runs that year and had a really... people talking about him for England contention.
Here comes Taylor. And off the thigh pad. Out to square leg. It'll just be a single.
Gloucestershire needing a wicket here. Preferably 2. Remember Dawson's still there as well. He's a dangerous customer.
It's a good man to have down at 7.
Nisa as well can swing the bat. Benny Howe can bat. Hampshire
Really
still
few
have
wickets.
options.
In comes Taylor. That's pulled well short of deep square. Out to Ben Charlesworth and it'll just be another single, but Hampshire will take this.
Yeah, they will. They're just eking away. Less than 50 needed now. 49.
At what stage would you look to bring back David Payne to bowl his fourth? Because obviously he bowled so well with the new ball. Because
Yeah, I
quickly this can get away. In comes Taylor again. Oh, that's well bowled. But again, it'll be a single off the thigh pad and out to point.
Yep, 77 for 40 in the 11th. Well, there are 2 answers to this question, Tom, that you've just put to me. Is firstly, I'd probably maybe give it about another 10 runs or so before I brought him back into the attack. But secondly, you're the professional cricketer and I'm a commentator, and we've got you on for your insight into the game of cricket.
Well, he's warming up there at mid-off, so...
Yeah.
I've teed you up there, Dan, and
When would you bring him on? Yeah, you did.
Probably next.
Yeah, that was like, Kanchelskis in the old day. And, I felt like Teddy Sheringham just about nod one into the net. Here's Marsham DeLunger in. Oh, that's a full toss which has been slapped away. That might be a no ball, and that can't be cut off either. It's not a no ball. He's got away with a no ball.
Not given a no ball. Slow ball, just slightly too full and well put away.
It was borderline. Yeah, this is just starting to run away from Gloucestershire here. These 2. Fuller just plays that out to mid-off. Picks up a single. Yeah, I think Payne has to come into the attack sooner rather than later, doesn't he? I think he's your strike bowler. He has to come into and pick up a wicket.
I also think Ajit Singhdale, his first over, I thought he was unlucky to go for as many. He did a couple of, looked like bowled good pace.
Yeah, he did.
Could have made something happen. Again, there's another wicket taker.
Yeah, he gave Gubbins a hurry up a couple of times, didn't he?
I'd like to see March use his on-pace ball here. He's got a couple of slow balls to start with. Obviously the first one a little bit fuller than he would have liked, and that can happen, but he's a man who can bowl very quickly.
DeLunger in. And that's smashed down the ground there by Albert. No messing about. DeLunger having to duck and take cover. And not many needed now, just 38.
Looks like he wanted the on-pace ball as well. That's well put away there by Albert. Just a little full maybe, but that's a fantastic cricket shot down the ground.
Been really impressed with this lad. Both times I've seen him this season, Toby Albert. And he looks like a fine prospect.
Up to 24 off 17. Just steering Hampshire in the right direction from their perspective anyway.
Yeah, Matt Taylor just being brought into the ring now. He's just coming up into the discs. No, he's not. He's being sent back. I bet he'll love that. I think he'll just love that when a skipper changes his mind.
Matt Taylor won't be happy there. Here he comes again.
Oh, that's given him. Oh, he's almost fallen on his stumps there, Albert. He's fended that one off his face. That was sharp from De Lange.
And not one of his short balls for the over. Am I right in saying international cricket you're allowed, or the IPL you're allowed 2 short balls above shoulder height? Is it still in the Blast just 1?
I think it is 1, yeah. And in County Championship 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in 50 over cricket as well, it's 2.
Is it?
But that
yeah.
still got his 1. It's shoulder height, full.
Oh, that's in the air, and it's just gone 2 bounces out to Graham Van Buren out at third. 88 now. Gloucestershire desperate for a wicket here. So Tom, in the World Cup, I see there's a timer now, isn't there? You've got to bowl the next delivery in the next 60 seconds, and this is in response to the IPL, some of the games lasting over 4 hours in that. As De Lange comes in, and big swing there from Albert, but no connection. That completes the over, 88 for 4. So, are you a fan of this to speed up the game?
It's a difficult one. I don't know if you need the timer. I think the way it works in the Blast in this format's quite good. I think you have the
cut-off time,
75-minute,
yeah.
And then if you aren't ready to bowl the 20th over, then you have to bring a fielder in.
You lose someone from the outfield, don't you? Yeah.
I think that's a good way of doing it. It's a nice incentive. Without, I don't think there needs to be a clock.
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily think that's a good idea.
Yeah, we've seen it in tennis, haven't we? In other sports where they have to serve your second serve by a certain time, or you have to serve your next serve.
Well, it's just, is it rules for the sake of them? I just think there's an ebb and flow of the game. Sometimes as a bowling side you want to slow it down, sometimes you want to race through your overs, especially with the spinners.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're trying to earn that extra bit of time.
Yeah, well, you've got your wish. David Payne's back on.
And here he comes from round the wicket this time into Fuller. Oh wow, that is really zipped through.
That has taken off. Bracey's taken that way above his head, and there goes that bounce that we were talking about earlier. Look at that.
It's a beautiful bit of bowling. Try to give himself some room, and he just followed him, and that has taken off. Good take there by Bracey. Having a fantastic year with the gloves. No surprise to anyone at Gloucestershire. As in comes Payne again from round the wicket. Short, uppercut. Another ball that has fizzed through, and Payne has his hand on his head there. Can't believe that Fuller hasn't got a little tickle there. As he fires another in at his old teammate.
So Tom, have you enjoyed your stint in the commentary box tonight?
I've loved it.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to be on. I've really enjoyed it.
You'll have to come back. You'll have to come back, mate.
I hope you don't consider me sort of an unlucky presence. As Gloucestershire haven't got as many wickets they would have liked in this stint.
Put it this way.
Clipped out to deep square there.
I've commentated with Ian Randall and seen Gloucestershire lose far more games than I have commentating with you. So, don't think of it that way. So,
well, it's nice not to be struck off just yet.
This one's not over yet, though. Campaign strike again. 1 wicket can change things here. Crowd just gone a little quiet here as well.
Here comes Payne from round the wicket, slower ball. Albert's done well there. I think Payne actually deceived him, but he's held his shape and pulled that behind square for 4. And again, that's another great bit of timing from Albert there. Just hitting the gap. Another 4 runs.
Yeah. Well, look, we'd love you back. If you, depending on your injury, we'll have to, if you can come back, we'd love to have you on board.
In comes Payne again round the wicket, or he looks for that scoop. Payne stands with his hands on his head. It's going to be given a wide.
You see,
looks frustrated there.
Do they go for profile wides, or does it just have to miss leg stump? I mean, if the batter goes offside and it misses leg stump by an inch, is that called a wide, or?
I think it's become profile.
Yeah, so in the normal stance.
I don't know what year they would have changed. It wasn't that long ago. It's some formats of cricket play where it's anything down the leg side, but I believe profile. Slower ball.
Oh, that hasn't missed by much. Albert trying to get a little bit funky there, trying to reverse ramp that over third, and gets himself into a little bit of a tangle. 94 for 4. Couple of quick wickets here. You never know.
I mean, you don't want to be predictable as a bowler, but when you've had the ball shoot through at that pace, that's proved difficult for the batters. I wondered if you could stick to that on-pace ball, something happen. Well, that's another quick ball. Bounce there, well played by Albert. Good finish to Yoda. Fantastic spell by David Payne.
Yeah.
Did his absolute best to take the wickets that Gloucestershire really need when defending 124, but fantastic 4 overs there.
Yeah, well, that's Tom Price. Thank you very much, Tom. You've been absolutely wonderful. And David Payne there finishing his stint with 3 for 17 off 4. And again, we've got another of the fine Gloucestershire. He's still a youngster, Dominic Goodman.
Hello again, Dad.
Hi.
I'm glad to still be classified as
You are still a youngster. Well, you're younger than myself and Ian Randall. Yeah, so
I'm only 23 still.
That's a youngster in my book. Here's a G. Can he make something happen? That's down the leg side, and it's been given a wide. I think Jack Taylor thought that might have flicked something, possibly. Let's have a look at this again.
Looks like it might have just flicked the back of his hip there, potentially.
Yeah.
Anything, but
they sting a little bit, don't they, when they get you right on the buttock?
Yeah, no, for sure. I can imagine that's always a difficult call for the umpire as well, and it's between the back hip, glove, bats, everywhere. Difficult visuals for the ump.
Singdale into the wicket, and that's pulled with aplomb there. 2 bounces by Fuller, who moves on to 14. 99 for 4. And Gloucestershire just need to be careful here that they're probably going to lose this, but you've got to be careful with net run rate, because that comes into effect, doesn't it, Dominic, into the tournament?
No, for sure. Interesting, that ball, I think, as Adge comes in again.
Here he comes. Past the umpire, and that's clothed a little bit out to Jack Taylor. At cover comes in past Mike Burns, the umpire.
Yeah, interesting, I think, for the seamers. It looks like when Turner was bowling, they kept mid-wicket up and put long on back. I don't know if that was a ploy to try and get the batters to hit across into that pocket into mid-wicket in cow corner. Just with the slightly two-pace nature of the wicket, that seems to be quite difficult. So maybe that's what Adge was going for, having mid-wicket up prior to that ball.
Here he comes. Yorker dug out. Fuller just plays it out to the offside. You know, it's been fascinating listening to the three of you, and you're getting an insight into a professional perspective and sort of what's going on in T20 cricket. And, you know, I see it and I call it, but what's hard from a sort of somebody who hasn't played the game at a professional level is actually seeing it in advance, and you guys see it in advance, and it's been quite an interesting insight into the mind of a professional cricketer as well.
No, thanks, Dan.
Singdale in, slower ball, goes out to Van Buren, out at third. He throws it in, one bounce into Bracey. That's 100 up, 101 for 4 now, and just 24 runs needed for Hampshire to go back down to the south coast with the points. So Dominic, you played a Worcestershire in the second 11 on, we'll come on to it after this ball from Ajit. That's played back out to the bowler. It was a bump ball. There's a few groans from the crowd there, but
interesting seeing, I think, after that ball, Fuller in particular is very good at striking the ball over mid-wicket in cow corner, and Adge, I think, potentially just saw him lining him up a little bit. And it's interesting, he went to his Yorker there the last 3 deliveries, or 2 or 3 deliveries he's had at Fuller. Maybe just had that gut feel that that's where Fuller was trying to take him down. As he puts long on back now, actually just 4 out on the leg side. Comes into Albert. Oh, it strikes him down the ground beautifully.
Yeah, Albert, one bounce for 4 into the side screen at the Ashley Down Road end. That's a really good shot. Albert moves on to 34 now, and he's an impressive individual. I really like the look of him, both in red ball and white ball cricket, and I think he's got a big future ahead of him, Toby Albert. Sweet Caroline blaring out here.
Absolute classic. Isn't it?
You must have boogied around Amersham to that in your time, didn't you?
Oh God, yeah. Well, yeah, well, not sure. I was because I moved to Bristol when I was 16, 17.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I played a New Road up on Monday down second level. Which
you got a couple of wickets as well.
Yeah, which was nice. It was a bit of carnage, to be honest. 210 against 210, and they won with 2 balls left as Webster comes into Fuller. Bowls full, right in the. It's like a low full toss, Yorker length. Fuller hits it out to Hammond at the mid wicket.
I saw Ollie Price got 96, was it? I think he got, didn't he?
Yeah, no, he did. Ollie batted really nicely there and bowled well as well. Certainly something. He's an incredibly hard worker, probably one of the hardest workers I've come across, and one thing he's been working really hard on is his T20 game, and I was happy for him that he got that reward on Monday after his hard work with that, and I think it was 96 not out as Webster comes in to Albert. 4 back on the leg side, slower ball looks like there from Bow. Tight run for Hampshire, but they scramble through.
Yeah, I love watching Ollie Price bat. I thought last year when he was in that glorious run of form where he had a magnificent 50 over competition, didn't he? And you know, he swept, he reverse swept. I mean, he had more sweeps than Trigger's broom. He fools and horses. But
King of Cheltenham, Ollie Price.
Yeah, he dines out on that one.
Raced it into Fuller again. Looks like another slowy onto the hip. Hip struck fairly well there by Fuller out to deep square. Ben Charles does the fielding.
Yeah, for those listening at home, I described him. I think he got 100 there, and I described him as the king of Cheltenham because did he get 300s there last year?
I think he got 3. Yeah, he was in a really rich vein of form.
Yeah, and after the third one, I described him as the king of Cheltenham, which I think he's been nicknamed that by you boys.
Webster
isn't it?
In again to Albert, walks at him, short of a length. They're pushing hard for 2 here. That's really good running from them. Like, tight run at the other end, good throw from Bow back at the bowlers actually there. But it was good to see Ollie.
Yeah, and I think also what Ollie does as well, he's very hard especially for spinners to bowl to, because he sweeps, he reverse sweeps, and if you go too full, he'll whack you back over your head. He'll go down the ground. He's quite comfortable going down the ground as well, but he's got the sort of the brute force, but he's also got the panache as well.
No, absolutely, and I think that's one thing that Ollie has worked really hard on, and I think that will be the common thread through that you hear people talk about him, and also I'm sure through what is going to be a very distinguished career as Webster comes in again to Albert. Slower ball it looks like, dot ball, and I think and that in particular is his options against spin. I mean, going indoors and seeing him on countless occasions using his feet, whacking the machine over its head, and that really shows when he comes out in the middle now. And as you say, he's very, very difficult to bowl to, I think, as a spinner. Yeah, no, he is. I was absolutely chuffed for him when he got an England Lions selection as well in the winter. Webster into Albert again, on pace delivery out to Buren at backward point, and they scramble through for 1. Thought we might have seen Van Buren into the attack, maybe take the pace off the ball, but it's hard, isn't it, when you only got 124 runs up your sleeve. It's hard to. You're always going to be up against it, I think, aren't you? Yeah, for sure, I think, and we really did have a good start, and I'm sure, along with a lot of other Gloucestershire fans, I was getting very excited as we got those early wickets. But it looks like today, predominantly at Bristol over the years, I think through the middle, you've had the likes of Tom Smith, Benny Howe, GVB is one of them. Who've bowled that slower pace into the wicket, and because of the long square boundary, they've been difficult to hit. And it seems like today we've gone for the five seamers option with some quite high pace bowlers like Marchand and Adge through the middle is a slightly different ploy on that front, which during this innings has looked very effective as well at different points. But as you say, I guess with that at score when with 1-2-4 you sort of need a lot of things to go your way, and they certainly did early on. I think we've bowled brilliantly, to be honest.
Here's De Lange in. Can he make something happen? That's probably gone down the leg side, but because Albert's gone offside to try and work it, it's not been given a wide. Tom Smith is going to be here on Sunday. We've got so it's just escaped me what's going on Sunday.
It's the Grief Encounter.
Grief Encounter, that's it. Gloucestershire will be in purple as well. Rather nice kit, actually. De Lange has this fallen over there in his delivery stride. I hope he's okay. Albert digs it out, moves on to 39. Yeah, so Tom Smith's going to be joining us, I believe. And Fran Wilson will also be on air with us. But that purple kit looks rather nice. I can see you having a couple of swift ones down the Gloucester Road in it, Don. Here's De Lange. Here Fuller just works that one into the offside. And Hampshire are cantering home here. They just need 11 runs now. Gloucestershire need a miracle.
Absolutely, there'll be a...
Do you think they can turn it around? I mean, this would be a comeback that Lazarus would be proud of, wouldn't it?
It would be. I think we'll need 3 in the next, potentially 3 in this over.
You never know.
We do never know.
You never know. Here's Martian De Lange. That's short, and Albert gets on top of it, rolls the wrist, sort of slaps it into the ground. 116 for 4 now.
Yeah, I'm sure Sunday will be a brilliant day for everyone involved. Obviously, Tom Smith, Smudge as he's lovingly known, is a brilliant man.
He is a wonderful man.
Aside from a brilliant cricketer, and it's lovely to have a day like that for him and his family and the charity Grief Encounter.
De Lange in, that's gone up in the air. Is that going to be safe? It drops right in between the two fielders, in between Ajit Singh Dale and Cameron Bancroft, and nothing going Gloucestershire's way here.
Yeah, Marchand sort of lifting his hands up to say, what more can I do after that Yorker just missed leg stump narrowly after Albert tried to scoop it, and then Fuller hits that one up in the air.
De Lange in. Oh, that's whipped beautifully. Oh, Ajit Singh Dale. That is commitment to the cause. This game is probably done and dusted. Hampshire just need 6 runs now, and he's still flinging himself round that boundary and cutting off the 4. I mean, obviously many a club cricketer just let that one go.
No, absolutely. I think that's something that we always pride ourselves on. The glorious Gloucester's trying to scrap hard for everything, and Aj is a full-hearted, full-spirited cricketer. How you do anything is how you do everything, and he certainly showed that there on the road. But I'm sure we'll be seeing him steaming in this over, trying to bowl as quick as he can.
I bet. Yeah, you're listening to me, Dan Whiting, and I'm joined by Dominic Goodman here, a man with rather good taste in music. We're both Jerry Cinnamon fans, I believe.
Absolutely, yes, we are.
Who's got the worst taste in music in that dressing room?
Wow.
Come on, I want you to name names. I want you to throw someone right under the bus, Dom.
Who am I going to go for? I have to think after this ball.
It's just worked into the offside.
I've had some funny conversations with Jack Taylor about his music at times.
What was Jack Taylor's go-to? What's on his list?
It's funny, but Jack's a big Burna Boy fan. For anyone that knows Burna Boy, it'd be funny perhaps marrying the two up with him and Jack. But, Burna Boy's got some great songs, but it's funny. Jack often requests him. Singdale into Fuller, slower ball into the wicket.
There's a slower ball bouncer there, and that's become the T20 has made cricket evolve, hasn't it? And you see there, 15 years ago that ball would have been a rank long hop. and now it's become a really effective weapon, hasn't it?
No, absolutely. I think that looked like Adge's leg cutter into the surface. He dug it in a bit with Fuller running at him as well. I think now with mid on and mid off, Fuller's going to be looking to finish this off in one hit. Adge as well, hoping to get himself a wicket at the end here, bringing cover up. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes on pace and digs this into the surface and has a look at a bouncer to Fuller here. It's Adge into Fuller. Lovely strike over mid-wicket. As Adge digs it into the surface and Fuller takes him down over the leg side.
Scores level. So Hampshire come here and really done a good job. Good toss to win, but I thought they were absolutely superb. John Turner was excellent, 3 for 24. I think he was fantastic. And Gloucestershire struggling a little bit.
Singdale into Fuller again. Brilliant Yorker. Brilliant Yorker from Adge. That's I guess Adge's best quality is his pace, and just finishing off the innings with him, that'll be a nice bonus for him. Obviously gutted with what looks to be the result here, but spearing in that Yorker at the end just looks like it's right on the... It's a brilliant block hole from Adge there.
It's time for heroes, as the Libertines say.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Fuller goes for what does he go for? He goes for a well-made 27 for Ajit Singhdale. Speared one through under his bat there, but it's been a really good partnership there of 56 between Albert, who's 41 not out, and here's Benny Howell to the crease, getting a warm welcome on his return back here. As did Fuller.
Finished off many an innings here. Benny back when he was playing for Gloucestershire. I wonder if there'll be any mixed emotions now in Hampshire's kit.
Yeah.
Here with one to win.
He's a rather similar kit. Do you think there's a cause for an away kit in T20 cricket?
Absolutely. As Adge comes in again to Benny. Yorker again. Nicely hit over cover from...
Howells finishes it with a one bounce 4, and Hampshire win this game by 5 wickets. Just not enough runs on the board, Dominic?
Yeah, no, I think so. I think perhaps the wicket was a touch too paced, so it would have been interesting to see with a score of 150, 160 what would have happened there, particularly with the spell from the guys up top. I mean, Payne is brilliant with the new ball, as we know, and he really showed that again today. And I think when we had them 40, 45 for 3, it really did look interesting.
31 for 3,
31 for 3,
yeah.
But yeah, as you say, I think reflecting on it, I think that will be the chat in the changing rooms from the guys will be just needing those 30, 40 more runs. But you know, there's still, I think, with the ball there, we've actually battled quite well there, to be honest. Obviously, it's a shame to lose the game, but it's cliche, but plenty of positives to take into Sussex on Sunday.
Yeah, no, I get that. And Sussex on Sunday here as well is now sort of looking like you want to win as many of your home games, and the boys probably need your support. So if you are listening in at home and you're thinking, I've got nothing to do on Sunday, get yourself onto the Gloucestershire website and get yourself a ticket, because with the Somerset game sold out here on Friday the 21st of June, it's probably your only chance to come and see T20 cricket left in Bristol. So have a look at the Gloucestershire website, get your ticket, come down and support the boys, come and support Tom Smith as well, and Grief Encounter, and it's a wonderful charity. Anyway, the long and short of it is here that despite David Payne's 3 for 17, an innings of 41 there from Toby Albert has seen Hampshire come away from Bristol and go back down to the south coast, having won this game by 5 wickets. Thanks very much to James Healy on production. Thanks very much to Dominic Goodman. You enjoyed yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been really fun. Thank you to you as well.
No, he's been absolutely fantastic. He's going to be after my job. I'll probably be a little bit wary, but because because Ian Randall's going nowhere, so it'll be me, it'll be my job. But no, it's been absolutely wonderful, so thank you for your time tonight. So from BS7, oh, we've got a pitch invader in pads and a cap.
Doesn't look to be too disgruntled to be taken off the pitch.
He's been escorted from the ground by the stewards. Anyway, thanks to everyone. Go and enjoy your Friday night. Go and have a lovely weekend. Back down in whatever you're doing tomorrow, and hopefully we'll see you Sunday. From all of us here at the Seat Unique Stadium. Good night.
Get autographs, you can get selfies with the Gloucestershire players very soon. That's taking place in the Jessup Bar very shortly. The Thatcher's Bar, just slightly behind me to my left here, is remaining open, so they've got Thatcher's on draft, Bath ales, there's hot and cold food as well. So stick around, enjoy the rest of your Friday evening, and hopefully you can join us on Sunday, a chance to bounce back pretty quickly with the visit of Sussex Sharks, also in the South Group of the Vitality Blast. It gets underway at 2:30, but it's a double header because the Western Storm are playing the Southern Vipers earlier on. So 2 T20s back-to-back. Get your tickets now. Hospitality available as well. glosscricket.co.uk. Tickets on sale now. So we hope to see you back on Sunday. Thank you genuinely for your tremendous support tonight. Great numbers here on a Friday night. We've really enjoyed having you here. Shame about the result, but as I say, a good opportunity to bounce back on Sunday. 2:30 start, and it's Sussex Sharks in the Vitality Blast. We'll see you very soon. Please be respectful of our neighbours as you leave the Seat Unique Stadium. We are in a residential area. I'm sure you will be. We hope you've had a great night with us here in Bristol. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a good weekend and a safe journey home.